Hey there, I'm Cyberchroma, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, actually, hold on. First thing I'm noticing is that I kind of want to adjust my camera to the tiniest bits. Sure. Gotta get my Rubik's Cube collection in view. Hello. Well, I streamed earlier today, and now I'm streaming again. I'm continuing the thing that I said that I was going to do. So, yeah, hoping that today will be a productive day. It already has been. We've done some cool stuff with our AI thing that maybe I should have had open before we did this, but that's okay. So, to recap of what I said before that I was going to do, well, first of all, let me get this all good. So, with our AI thing, we made cool progress, and now I wanted to switch over from, originally when we made that project, it was in the, default Unity render pipeline, whatever the default one's called. I think it's just called the default render pipeline, or something like that. I wanted to switch over to the project using the high definition render pipeline, which is a thing. There's different render pipelines that, long story short, the high definition one can make your games look better at the cost of performance, depending on how well you set things up. But I want the game to look good, and I want to make use of the high definition render pipeline. So how I'm going about doing that is I just went and made a new project in the high definition render pipeline, and now we're going to copy all of our assets over from the old project to the new one, and then set everything up. And the only things that should have problems are the materials. But right now, every material in the game is just a solid color, so that really shouldn't be a problem for us right now. So there's another way of, there's other ways of, what am I trying to say? There are other ways of upgrading the project from one pipeline to another. I think there's a way to, without making a new project, just download something and then you can upgrade the project. But that has more stuff you have to do for it, more things that can go wrong, and yada yada. This is easier for me. I think it's just a easy, almost foolproof way to not have to worry about any complications with setting things up, with the exception of materials, pretty much. But we're at the point of the project where we haven't done too much stuff with materials, so we don't gotta worry about that too much. So the first thing I'm going to do, actually, is, so when you open up a new project in the high definition render pipeline, you have this nice scene that actually, let me go into play mode and show this off. I don't know how many people know that this exists, that they've never used the high definition render pipeline before, because it's relatively new. There used to be a separate product that was here that was just a, the default scene was just this, little I forget what it was. There's a little not even half a room, a part of a room that showed cool textures and it's like a workbench kind of a thing. That used to be what the default thing you saw when you went to a project with this pipeline. But now they got this whole project thing here where one looks amazing. Look at all the lighting and stuff. Look at the details on that this mesh here. The details with the textures and all that. Look at that floor. Look at those reflections. Actually, oh my gosh, that actually looks it actually does look cool. And you got the shadows and stuff. All this stuff that looks amazing. That we all wish that we could make stuff that looks this good. Man, look at these plants. Look at this. And this skylight. These kind of light stuff. I love these kind of lights. Volumetric lights. I love that stuff. And look at this. Look how cool this all looks. And there's some butterflies and all that. It's cool. Very, very cool indeed. And you got the different areas where out there was kind of more of an outdoor thing. And then you got here where you got the lights coming in from the sky. And then you go over here and then it becomes there's more an interior thing. And having all these lights and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's the same mesh as what was out there at the beginning. And all this stuff that looks really cool. That I can try. I don't know what to create. I can, but I can almost try and take a page out of this thing's book. I mean, we have a first-person character, so I mean, imagine our things be able to run around in something that looks this amazing. I almost wanted to. I'm not gonna do this now, but I almost wanted to try doing a bit of a personal project thing. I mean, I could try doing that on stream, but where having in a game in this default, or what am I trying to say? Making a project in this the high definition render pipeline, and then basically trying to use the assets that come from this default, the stuff that's already here by default, and basically try to remake this scene from scratch as possible. Not necessarily remaking all the models and stuff. Basically, if I went right now, if I went to you know, file like a new scene, and then they even have like other things here, and then from a new scene, trying to basically make this using all the meshes and all that like, and all this stuff that exists here as part of making this sample scene work. I thought that'd be a neat challenge to try to be able to learn about how to make a scene look this good. I don't know when I potentially do that, but as the thing that I think would be a cool learning experience. Mainly that like this kind of like these lights look so amazing. Would be cool to do. Look at this. Look at this. Well, okay. I mean, it kind of falls apart when you do this. This is probably not necessarily what it's supposed to do, but I mean, usually you don't really notice it. You'd like go through here and then, I don't know, you look back. I mean, this is what maybe it's supposed to look like. You're going like out of like a dark area into a light area, kind of mimicking what your eyes do with that, which is pretty cool. A lot of cool parts to this. But anyways, so with that though, so what I'm going to do is make 2 folders here. I'm going to call HDRP defaults. I can spell, and I just want to put all this stuff in here. So I have a folder of all that stuff that came default. I'll probably like delete, like when I go to actually build this game or whatever, I delete a lot of it. But for now, I'm just gonna not touch it because I might actually take some things from it that make this scene as nice as it is. And then I want a folder for all of our stuff. Which what do I call our stuff? Actually, I don't even know. I don't even need to make a new folder for it. Maybe I just like, paste it here. Okay, so what I had copied the assets from all the other things. So now if I just go paste, that should. Oh, it's not gonna take that long. Okay, cool. I'll take that. So now I go in here, I wait a few seconds, and let everything import into Unity. This will probably take longer, I expect, and that's all right. And then we start fixing and making everything work how it should. So I go into our test level. Yeah, as I was expecting, all the materials are going to break. That's okay. Now we do our cleanup. So in doing this, so that basically the main thing that has to be fixed, our scripts don't need to be touched. Our like sprites and textures should all be things that don't need to be touched. Let's kind of double check. Yeah. Obviously, the scenes should need to be touched. All the prefabs, we just basically have to fix the materials. And with that, oh, they actually, interesting. They save their like color information here. Interesting. So let me just do like one as a test of how I do this. So I just changed the shader from standard, which it does not like, to to HDR standard, I think, or no, lit, right? I believe so. What? That fixed some things. Oh, but I did that. Now I gotta see. Okay, I do have to change the. I have to set the colors back to what they ought to be. But I mean, that's okay. We can do that. Which does mean that now then I have to set up like metallic and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. This is fine. I was expecting to do this, and it's something we only have to do once. And good that we're doing this at a point where we don't. Before we've gone sort of too far into this. So, and also now I mean I did happen to have all of these materials are colored based on what they are, or like I named them based on what they were. I don't remember what aqua was. Did I change aqua to like a lime color? I mean, I'm gonna kind of open up the. I'm gonna open up like the old thing just so I can kind of confirm some things before I delete that one off forever. There's definitely some I can know for sure what they need to be. Like this one's black. There's white in here. This one making it more of a pure white, which it kind of is. The lighting is also something to be readdressed, but I'll get to that. So the mission ones might be trickier. We'll see. Let me just start coloring. I'm going to do all these manually. That's all right. So I'm going to want to do. Hold on one moment. We do this. Okay. So emission stuff. This I don't know. The only thing that's emissive, I can't even see right now. Wait, I'm not even using this material anymore, am I? Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, let me back up. For now, anyway, all three of these emissive materials I was using for the mini-map before, but I'm not using them anymore, so I'm actually going to delete those. Yeah. So, yeah, then blue, like a brown color, let's get it, like, good enough. These are just, like, a lot of temporary things. Cyan transparent, what was I using that for? What did I use cyan transparent for? I don't remember, but probably something, so I'm just gonna make it transparent in a moment. Let it do all its calculation-y stuff. And then, yeah, it's also, I'm opening up the other project, so that's gonna be slowing things down a decent bit. Was this for some UI stuff or something? Maybe? Honestly, I do not remember what I made that transparent material for. But I'm not just gonna delete it yet. Oh, I made this for the level making system thing. Right. Minimap filter. Oh yeah, I was gonna have that. This was also transparent. Oh, I could bring that back. I forgot that I had that and then I got rid of it, but actually now that I remember it exists, that actually might be a good thing to have. But I'm just gonna kind of eyeball all of this for right now. Mainly I'm more concerned with the actual, like, colored things of our test level. So, almost there. This kind of pinky color, I guess. More like that. We got a purple. Just all these random materials I made just as, to have as basic colors. Red, easy. White we already got. Yellow. Alright. Did that. Now this aqua, I'm pretty sure I made this more of a lime color for the thing that I was using it for. So I think I want to change that to more like this. I believe. And let me actually also, I don't think I use this with any of the environmental stuff. So, I mean, I might as well just, like, why not just change some of these things? No real reason other than I can. Yep. Okay, so that's that. Okay, part of me was like, where else can I use this lime material? The lighting's all messed up. I will be fixing that very shortly, hopefully. Here, let me put the line, like, I don't know, put it here. Yeah, okay, so, is this one open? I was waiting for this, okay. Just so now I can kind of compare old to new things here. Now, let me double check. The lime, yeah, this, oh, it is still aqua. What? Well, no, I know that I meant to make this more of a lime thing, but, well, because I didn't end up using the aqua. Anyway, because it was too close to the cyan green. Whatever. Anyways, okay, so let's now, lighting is a problem, so let's see if we can fix that up. And, oh, or we can just kind of do immediately. That's cool. Huh, it's doing interesting things. Let me go to the lighting settings right away. Lighting. I forget where that is. This, yes. Put that, wow. Well, not what I wanted, but okay. Put it here where you all can see it. Let me double check that, you can see this, yes. Alright, just keeping the console behind my head so that, yeah. In fact, actually, one thing I should be doing is that, put the console down here, but make a new, I can make it like a second console, right? No, what? I should be able to, no? Fine, okay. Well, whatever, I don't care, it's fine. Okay, so we do this, that's all good. And I mean, technically this could be more like this. Alright. Okay, and then blam. Okay. So, okay, first I'm just gonna go like generate lighting, just let it do its general stuff here. In fact, I then might turn on auto generate, but we'll worry about that in but a moment. I don't know how much we're gonna go into fancy post-processing stuff right now, but we will go really hard into that at some point. Although I don't fully know yet what I want out of an art style, but we will figure that out, hopefully, at some point. Yeah, let me just turn this off. For what I do now. Okay, so I just have to sit and wait for it to do all its calculation stuff. I also, soon I'm going to be moving away from this and doing more, I have some other work I got to get done in other classes, but it's programming related, so I might stream some of it. We'll see. And then we'll get back to this once all that's done. But, I mean, that's going to take a while. I don't even know if I'll finish all that today. But I have sort of a list of things to get done, and when I get them done, just however long that stuff takes. All right, so this did that. This stuff. I don't know if I'm ready to go through all of this right now. But just going into the game view, I mean, let me just... even this is all messed up now. Oh, no, our mini-map. No! I'll figure stuff out with that. But all the camera stuff as well, that's going to have settings that will need to change. Oh, gosh. Okay, right. The input system. Right. It tries to have me use the new input system, but I ain't doing that. Unless, should I upgrade to the... maybe I should try upgrading to the new input system. I mean, I don't want to always stay in the past with everything. But like, I mean, part of me is like, do the thing that'll make this work faster with the code I have now. But like, I don't know, maybe it would be worth trying to upgrade to the new stuff. You are using standalone input module. It uses the old input manager. You are using the new input system and have old input manager disabled. Standard input module will work. Click the button below to replace this component with a input system UI input module, which uses the new input system. Go for it. Sure. Interesting things. Wait, that's not. Wait, hold on. That's for UI input stuff. But do I have to change anything with like my keyboard input stuff, or do I not? Because I didn't use like I don't have any like input dot get button blah 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 like through like the axis stuff. I have all my input stuff is like input dot get key. Oh yeah, so yeah, it doesn't like that. So you're trying to read input using the, let me put the console down here so you all can see it. Using the Unity Engine input class, but you have switched active input handling to input system package in player settings. So, okay, so what is the, I'm going to open Visual Studios, and that's going to take some time. So let me figure this out. Let me just do a quick Google search for Unity, like, new input system. Quick start guide. You need just the basic thing to be able to get button presses. That's all I need. Button presses, and then, like, I need mouse movement. Okay, so while that's opening, let's read this together, shall we? So, quickest to get started in the script is to read the current state directly from what? Oh yeah, well this could eventually allow me to do stuff to easily be able to get like input from different input types, like keyboard or controller or all that. Right now, I'm just looking for the most basic way of using Unity Engine input system. Interesting. Player input. Whoa. Each player input component represents one player in the game. Oh, so this could be for networking stuff. Interesting. Huh, that could do some of that work for me. Fascinating. To receive input, a component must be connected to a set of input actions. Quick, set of input actions. Interesting. Move. Okay. Invoke Unity events. Okay. Interesting. Well, I could look into this more in-depthly, but I would like to just, like... Is there some way I can quickly just do, like, a get the WASD keys? Just give me those true-false values. Help me, brackies. Just skim through whatever... I have this muted right now, but let me just skim through to see if I can just find whatever it is that I'm looking for. So, interesting. Okay, so you have to make it... So an input Master. Okay. This makes sense. There's all this, like, I guess, more complicated system stuff to be able to set up, like, yeah, different actions based on, like, what system you're on to be able to have that all kind of work together. Makes sense. Seems like a useful thing to have. But, again, I don't have the time right now to... I don't want to necessarily... I don't need to go super in-depth with how this works. I just want to do a get key code thing. Oh, the equivalent, I mean, if I have to set this up, I don't have that many complicated inputs right now. I just have WASD space mouse right now. But I think that's it, actually. Well, okay, technically I have right click as a debug thing at the moment, but okay. I wanted. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I don't want to... So you do all that stuff of setting up input master. Ugh. I don't want to do this. Have special functions called. I just want to put it in an if statement. If they press the button, do things, please. That's all I want. No. That was 2018. Let me go get a more recent video because. I mean, I know that I can. There's settings to be able to go back to the old input system, but I do want to, like, I should probably be trying to make use of this new input system. New input actions. Okay, maybe I can play around with it and figure it out on my own. So let me go to. So there's a new type of asset called input actions. I don't know. What was the I don't even know what to really call this as like a default name. New control. Player controls. Oh, I think you could also use this to have, like, if you had like a GTA type thing where you had like walking controls and car controls or whatever. Where you have like times where like the controls wildly change. Doesn't it kind of? Isn't this something that kind of supports that sort of thing? Generate C# class. Edit asset. Oh, that opened a thing over here. Let's bring that back to where you guys can see it. I guess I'm gonna put this over here. So we got new action maps. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, having different modes. Main. Moving. Main. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Add binding. Add 1D axis. Composite. Would 1D axis be like just a button click? All right, let's try add binding, see what that does. Path. Ooh, interesting. Usages. Okay. I just give me... Oh, there's an any key button. Cool. I guess. Where's the any key? No. By location of key? What? Oh, interesting. And then by character mapped to key. Interesting. So, W in this case. W keyboard. Oh, you got the different things there. Okay, interesting. Is this the proper way of doing this for WASD? Wait, listen? Wow. Okay, awesome. That makes it easier to not have to search. Okay. No, so do more. You need more of these. Okay. Just do this. Okay, now how do I actually... I just want to get those things set up. Now, how do I actually set this? So, interactions. Hold, press... tap. Oh, interesting. So I can test here for a tap and a hold. Interesting. Press. Did they get rid of like the thing of when you let go of the button, or is that what tap's more meant for? Well, I don't know. What's T do? Interesting. Processors. I just want an if statement, please. I just want a Boolean to test for, please. Access dead zone, clamp, invert. Why? What other things did I have here? So I had more, oh, new actions. Okay. Oh, was this gonna, you have an action that gets set to true by all of, wait, action, button value. Control by button, oh. Pass through, oh, so is this like an action that will get done by any of these things? So you have like W or like Switch controller blah or Xbox controller blah. So I need to set up a new action for each of the WASD things or something like that. Autosave? Yeah, sure, do that for me. Thank you. Okay. Maybe I should be... I wasn't prepared for this. I forgot I'd have to do any of this stuff. So, but yeah, there was also an... Yeah, add 1D axis composite. What does that do? Oh, 1D axis, you can have positive, negative thing. Yeah, okay. Minimum value, blah, blah, blah. So that's where I could have, well, W on 1. Like, W is 1, S is negative 1. Same with A and D. Okay. Which side wins? Oh, yeah, if you're pressing both at the same time. Okay, interesting. Button with one modifier. Button. So I think this is how I should be doing. WASD. But I just want to, okay, let me just, before I do any of this complicated stuff, like, let me just how can I get, then, how would I access this in code? Would I just do, let's go, call it walking. Okay, and then go, action type button. The button is like, would be like a true false thing. Value would be, you'd actually get some kind of, like a joystick thing where you can maybe get a value as like a number, would be my guess. So then through code, through my, the only places I get code right now are player input, and I had like a debug thing. Where's that? Debug this. I kind of comment out this code for now. Just get the one script working. Oh no, there's 3. Sorry, because also the camera movement. No, but even the camera movement input, I get that in the, like I get it all in one place here. So I have to go using Unity Engine dot input system, I guess, and then I gotta go. I still want to have. I mean, I wanted these to be public so I could set them like this, but I guess I don't need that anymore. I won't get rid of these just yet. Only kind of get rid of things as I have to. So let me, I guess, just comment out all of this for right now. Back, left, and right will be false. Comment out the things right now that are going to give me errors. Mouse input might be extra tricky. Okay, but just do all that. Let all these be false for now, right now, and specifically let me get the move forward key. Or let me get that W thing. So do I have to go get a reference to that input master thing? So input manager entry, input action map. Okay, player input manager. Joining and leaving of players. It's just complicated. It's only complicated because I'm new to it. Once I figure out how it works, then it won't be as complicated anymore. That's how learning things works. Well, it's only intimidating because I have no idea what I'm doing. But maybe I should be. Okay, let me actually. Hello. Oh, hi, Kaz. Do you know what the term rest means? Everything is easy once you know how to do it. Yeah. Well, okay. I wasn't intending to be doing this here right now. I'm just trying to. I'm going to be doing some school stuff, but before I was going to be doing that, well, technically this is school stuff, but some other class school stuff. But that was also programming. But before I did that, I just was trying to upgrade the our AI project thing, or AI tag, from what we've been working in, like the default render pipeline, to the high definition render pipeline, but I'm having troubles with it. Where specifically the high more so from. Okay, this problem isn't from being in the high definition render pipelines because I went to the newest version of Unity, where now they try to have a new input system, and I can go through some settings and make it use the old input system, but I'm trying to quickly just learn the new input system enough to just get like WASD input, and then I can learn more of it later. I'm just trying to do whatever bare minimum I need to like make my code work, but I would like to use the new input system because that will probably help me down the line. So now I'm gonna quickly watch this guy's video on how to actually use this. I was trying to just like skim through and look at mainly pictures, but I need more help. Just me trying to figure it out isn't working. So I'm just gonna quickly skim through this. Unmute my desktop audio so you all can hear things.
Today we're going to make a simple 2D character controller in Unity using the new input system. So before we get started on the coding, which you don't have any experience for, I'll explain everything as I go along. We first need to download the new input system. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, I show you how to install Unity.
I don't need to do that because
I
already have it.
So if you go to Window, Package Manager, and then you type in here, input system, it's going to pop up here, and all you want to do is, I already have it installed, but if you don't have it installed, it's going to say install down here. And if this is not showing up, then you want to make sure you have show preview packages enabled under the advanced tab.
So I already got this. I'm missing things.
We will go to the assets folder, and we will make a new folder by right-clicking and pressing create folder, and I'm going to call this folder scripts. I recommend making a scripts folder in any of your Unity projects to make sure all your scripts are in one place. So let's go into that scripts folder, and then we're going to right-click, and we're going to go to create, and then input actions. And so now we can name this input action.
But input actions is a script. But okay.
And then this window will pop up, and right now it doesn't show anything, so we have to make an action map. And what an action map is, it provides controls for different circumstances or levels. So for example, I can make an action map by pressing this plus button, and then I can name
hashtag when you speedrun talking. Yep, that's what I'm doing, because I'm just trying to figure this out. And videos help. I said this many times on stream, but I learn so much better from videos than just like text and images sometimes. But like seeing visual video of like click here. This is how these things work. So much more helpful.
I can make an action map by pressing this plus button, and then I can name this land. So I can activate the land action map whenever I'm on land, and then I can have a water action map whenever I'm in the water. So different control sets for different circumstances. But for now, we're only going to have one set of controls, so we're just going to call it land. And so here in the actions, here are the actual controls that we will be enabling. So right now they gave us a new action already here, so we can change the name by double-clicking, and we're going to name it move. And so then on our right, we have the action type. And for the action type, we want a pass-through value. And a pass-through value just means that Unity will just listen on the keyboard for this value. It won't try to determine where this value is coming from, and it's useful if you just have one set of controls. And for the control type, we'll have a button, because we'll just be pressing a button. There's a bunch of other controls that you can explore more in depth later. So now to add the actual controls, we can add a binding for the controls. So we just press a little button here, and then we can add a binding, but I want to add a 1D axis composite. And what that basically means is that it's going to have a negative and a positive value. So we want that because we want the negative value to correspond to going left or pressing A, and we want the positive value to correspond to going right or pressing D. By the way, I'm going to be using the WASD keys. You can use the arrow keys if you want. You can also use both. So I'm just going to name this sideways. So then on the right, we have the path, which is the actual control that it corresponds to. So we just click path, and you can search up anything. You can search up arrow keys. It also has controllers, Switch controllers, Xbox controllers.
Yeah, but this is pretty neat.
What's really good for is that if you're porting to a bunch of consoles, you only need one input system, and Unity will automatically determine which one to use depending on the console. Okay, so back to the path. If we click it, instead of searching for it, we can just press listen. And so I'm just going to be pressing A, and then we just click A keyword. So now the A key is bound to the negative axis, and then so I
got like this part figured out kind of, but just still watching for anything that I might like. I don't want to be like too assumptuous of like my knowledge of how things work, because I've already like this is stuff that I sort of got to this step, but knowing like I didn't know what the pass-through did, and by not skipping ahead, I now learned what pass-through does, and that's something I'm going to use. So
if it's -1, that means we're pressing the A key. If it's 1,
you know, some of this might seem redundant or whatever. I'm going to watch all of it anyway, just so I'm not missing anything with all this that I definitely don't understand.
And so it's going to be a pass-through button, and then in our binding, we're just going to press path and then listen, and we're going to press the spacebar, and that's our binding for our jump key. Cool, so now we need to make sure that we press here, save asset, and so that will save the asset to our assets folder right here, where we made it. And since we're going to be making a script with player controller, we want to generate a C# script from this input action that we can call in our script. So if we click on our action map, on the right we can generate a C# class, and here we have some parameters such as the file and the name. So right now I'm just going to call this player action controls, probably not the best name. And then so for right now, I'm just going to give it the same name as the class name. We want to make sure the file name and the class name are the same, because it will not work if they're not the same. And so I'm just going to save it in this folder, so save, and then apply. And so it's going to be generating this C# file for us. So right now we have a new C# file. If you double click it, so
wait, what won't work if it's not the same?
And then we can choose wherever we want to save the file. So
oh, hey, woo! Please be real. Hello. Thanks for the follow. I've had some problems with like bot accounts following and spamming in the past few days. I'm hoping you're real. If you are, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Woo! That progresses to 42. Woo! That's amazing. This thing takes a while to catch up, but thank you. Right now, I'm definitely not doing anything too super interesting, but cause I watch videos like this when teachers sent them to us during lockdown. Yeah, when classes become more just watching YouTube videos than actual lectures, then it comes a bit of a problem. But yeah. What's the guy's name? Vest. Yeah, like many people that have been following, I'll keep butchering names, but that's okay. But yeah, no, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I know right now I'm not doing anything super interesting right now. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to use Unity's new input system. Wasn't something I was expecting to be doing right now, but I guess I am. So I'm going to change this to being move, and then pass through, and then this being going to do W. Wait, not binding, but this will be this. So go. Well, this is, I'm going to call it up, down. Well, it's like forward, backward, but whatever. Okay, so negative is going to be S, and this is going to be, oops, W. All right, delete that binding, and then go make a new one. Actually, can I like duplicate this? I can. Neat. Makes that easier. Have this be negative being A, I think. Oops. And then this being D. All right. Composite part? Interesting. Okay. I'm alert. Enjoy your game making and then school stuffs. Alrighty. Well, yeah. You lurk then. Yeah, I'm just continuing to do this. I'll figure this out and then, yeah, continue to do cool stuff. Right now, the game is coming along quite coolly. So, yeah. Which side wins? I'm going to have the positive side win for both of these. Okay. I think this is what I want. And then I'm going to have one for jumping. I think this is what I want. Jump. Then have the binding be space. Can I do, does right click work with this stuff? I guess let's find out real quick. Let's go, my debug freeze, this will change. Like this is just having right click freeze the game, which is different than going into pause mode. Oh, just freezing time without actually pausing the game, and that was useful for some things. Mainly being able to like be playing and then quickly pause the game and then go up and pause in like the actual pause button to like freeze at like a perfect state that where I wanted to test stuff. Debug freeze. And can I have this be the mouse button? I can. Cool. Nice. I'm curious. I just want to see. Will this do scroll wheel stuff? It does build as a button, but it doesn't do scroll wheel scrolling up and down. Well, there's maybe some way of doing it because that might not be the same as just a button because it's more of a thing you get like a speed. Like that'd probably be wherever you get stuff with like mouse. Interesting. Oh, back forward for mouse. Oh, the forward back thing. Those are buttons. Yeah. Wherever you would go to get like mouse like movement input, that's probably a thing somewhere, and that would probably be where you'd get like scroll wheel stuff. Oh, and then you can touch screen. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Indirect. Oh, you can. Oh, that's so cool. All that stuff that does for you. Neat. Anyways, but this I wanted to be right mouse button. Okay. Cool. All right. That's that. Oh, this. Oh no, those errors. They were still there. No, that's fine. Okay, so now from this, I wanted to do this. So this thing that it made. Oh, interesting. So I'm actually. I guess I am putting this in scripts. Should I like compile these together? Well, sure. Let me go character. And then everything that starts with the word character, which, yeah, is going to go in there, I guess. Character. No, it doesn't count. Okay. I suppose. And then I'm going to do player. because I was player and then AI. Characters is gonna be stuff that they share, and then AI is gonna include like the pathfinding stuff, which right now is just this. Well, no, actually, I'm gonna put pathfinding, all the pathfinding stuff in there too. Oh, come on. Yeah. So this, I believe. Anything else? Jump trigger, that counts as AI stuff. Character tracker, it's used a lot for the AI, but I don't know if I'd call it. Yeah, sure, I'll put it there for now. If I put somewhere else later on, then I can do that. So then these two, every time gotta wait for it to do this. Okay, then this probably mouse hide counts as a player thing, I think. Well, no, I'm gonna put player input and camera turn in here, and then actually player controls in there too, and then I'm gonna make a UI one, and that's gonna have the scorebar UI and the mouse hide, and eventually it'll have like pause manager stuff. Debug freeze is yeah, I think it's just gonna stay out here. All right, cool. Just organization and all that. So now in the player, because it's a temporary thing. If it would relate to anything the most, it would probably be the UI stuff. But yeah, okay. So generate a class. I'm gonna go here. Cool. Player controls. Does this need to have no spaces in it? That might be a thing. Maybe. Ooh, and it made that. Okay. Cool.
For right now, I'm just going to give it this.
Okay, let's go back to this now.
Generate a C# class, and here we have some parameters such as the file and the name. So right now I'm just going to call this player action controls, probably not the best name, and then we can choose wherever we want to save the file. So for right now, I'm just going to give it the same name as the class name, and you want to make sure the file name and the class name are the same because it will not work if they're not the same. And so I'm just going to save it in this folder, so save, and then apply. And so it's going to be generating this C# file for us. So right now we have a new C# file if you double click it. So my screen might be looking a little bit different from yours since I configured it to use Visual Studio Code, which I prefer over the Visual Studio, but it doesn't matter, it's the same for writing the code. Okay, so as you see here, this is the generated script, and you can see our land action map, and then we have our action move and jump. And so basically what Unity will do is that when the move is started, performed, or cancel, it will fire an event. And what we're going to do in our script is that we're going to subscribe to that event, and anytime that event happens, we'll call a function in our script and do something. So in our case, once the jump has been performed, so once the user has pressed it and lifted the key from the space, then our script will call that jump function and make the player jump. Awesome. So I'm just going to minimize this, and we are going to make a new script.
I don't want to have a whole bunch of functions for a
and we are
one
going to call
line.
it player control.
Fine.
And if you're new to Unity and scripting, then C# is the language that Unity uses. It's very powerful and very easy to understand. So now that we have this script, we can just double click it, and this is our new script.
Bah. Okay. Getting there. We all getting there. Okay.
The Unity engine functions. And now here, this is our public class, player controller, so this is the name of our class, and then it derives
At
from
this point, I just need to
the
see kind of what code to
will allow
write.
us to use Unity functions. So if we don't put this right after the player controller, then we won't be able to use these two functions down here, which we will need for the player controller. And deriving from another class basically allows us to use some of their functions that they provide, in simple terms. So down here, we have two functions that Unity provides us with off the bat. So the start function is called before the first frame update. So in this function, you usually want to declare
I
certain
know
values.
this,
So
but I don't
example,
want to like skip anything important by
here,
accident.
and I'm going to erase this later. If we put int health, then this will represent the player health, but we want to set it in the start function. So all we would do is set health equal to 100 or whatever number we want. So that's just an example of how you would use a start function. You can also use a start function to get certain components so that later you can reference them, which is what we're going to be doing. So in the update function, that's where we call the player action controls to see if any new movement has been detected, and then after we get
this
the
isn't
value from
anything I
we
need
update
to
the player
know
accordingly
right now
by
for
causing
this,
the
but
Alright, so let's start with a simple movement script. So I'm just going to delete these comments because they kind of annoy me. So the first thing that we want to do is get access to the player action control so we can get access to whether the user is pressing certain buttons or not. So the first thing I want to do is put private player action controls and then player action
so just
control.
reference to that script. Fair enough, fair enough. I can oblige if I can find the right to reopen the right scripts. So interesting. So I'd just be doing that in player input, yeah. Which means I'm probably then not going to be able to have these public key code things, but I guess I don't need them if I'm replacing that with the input manager thingy. So what did I call that one? It was like player controls, right? That's This isn't so bad. Like, it is interesting that this exists, I guess. It's just, if I had to have each button input be calling its own function, it's just the way that I'm using that means that it's all going to be, it's just going to call a function to just set a Boolean true that I'm then using somewhere else.
So this is just declaring whether it's private or public, meaning we don't want anyone to access this outside of this class. This is the name of the object, which is the player action controls.
Like, I want to just have a Boolean that I could access. Like the old input system.
And it's useful if you want to do things in one script before you do things in another script at the start of the game. So in this awake function, we're going to be instantiating the player actions controls. So we do that by typing the name equal to new player action controls. And this basically makes a new object.
Okay, I can do that. Well, I'm gonna do mine and start, and we're just gonna kind of hope that that's okay. Maybe I should do that. I don't know if. I'll copy what it does just so that I don't. I'm less likely for things to go wrong. Because that would be a good thing. No, I wanted this equals new though that thing. Okay.
And it sets it to our variable up here. And then another thing that we want to do for our player actions control that is required is that we have to make an on-enable function and on-disable function. So this is called by Unity when the script is enabled. So this is going to be enabled at the start of the game. So
this is going to tell the controls to subscribe to certain delegate event thing, blah, blah, blah.
So now we have the
whatever the terminology is.
And now we can actually call them to see.
Oh. Okay, put this on the screen for 1 second just so I can see it and then copy it. So much like extra bloat. But fine. This again, isn't that bad. I can do this, and this seems to have a lot of benefits that make this all worth doing. And you can have more control over this stuff. Oh, I get why you'd have to enable and disable this. Actually, this makes sense because in if you had different player controls and you want to like enable this one, now disable this one and enable this one instead. That makes sense of why it would be like this. What am I doing? Void on disable. So I get it. I completely understand why this is a thing. And it does seem quite cool and useful for more complicated game stuff. It makes it more complicated for a beginner, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Because like with the old input system, you can literally just do like in an if statement, if the user pressed this key, do stuff. But here you got to set up all this input stuff.
Controls enabled, and now we can actually call them to see if the player is pressing any buttons. So in the update function, we are going to read this value. So this is a comment. I'm going to read the movement value. Then I'm going to actually move the player. So to read from the player action controls, we go player action controls dot land dot move dot read value, and then inside the value we put a float because that's what it's going to return. And then at start we're going to say float movement input equals. So if
you don't have to just come around to a function. Why did I think? Wait, something else. I saw something else that you did have to do that. Okay, woo. All right, this is fine.
Move action, and then we're just reading that float value. Since the whole video was too long, I had to separate it into
2 parts. Sure, that's fine. I think I can go from here. Okay. So does that mean all I have to do is well, okay, right now, okay, wait, hold on. Okay. Well, no. Like, I get what to do here. I go like right now. This is gonna get me a float, but I need the Boolean. Like right now, I'm not using it as a float. I'm using it as just did they press the button or not for WASD? But it's gonna equal 1. So, but I'm gonna. I mean, I could. That means I could change it to just being Boolean values probably if I just didn't have the forward backwards thing. But I'm gonna leave it like that on purpose, with the intention of that later converting to converting to like joystick. So I'm gonna leave it. I like that on purpose for the moment. Player controls dot main. That was the name of the thing that we made. Dot move dot change binding with path. Ooh, so you can change the bindings in play mode. That's useful. Sorry, what's the that was read value, was it? Interesting. So read value, the type of thing should be a float. If I did bool, would it like work that way? Maybe, I don't know. But so this is gonna do this. Do I just go like wait, float like temp equals a bois. Does it work this way? That's how that would work. So for this, just to do this in the most like easy way right now. Move read value float. Wait, how do you know which one you're reading? Because didn't I put what? Wait, hold on, what? Didn't I put WASD all in this? Which means... Wait. But... Like, I have up, down, and I have left, right. Does that mean that... Oh, are these acting as the same thing? Is that what this is meant to be? Like, is this meant to be, like, in move, I would have, like, you know, keyboard, the keyboard button that would be, like, W and S, and then I'd have, like, joystick, you know, up and down. Is that like these are meant to define like equal things, but I can't like, or am I just understanding this right? Maybe, or let me look more into this. So, dot is up down. Read value. Hold on, let me Google this a little bit more. Maybe I do watch this part too.
This is the object type, which is a float. It's a type of number. This is the variable name, and then this is what allows us to read that value. So as you can remember, we have that land action map, then we have that move action. And
I think this is part 2. Still think I do that. No.
Input system. It's been out for a while now, but it's only available through the package manager. So make sure you have it installed by going to Window, Package Manager, and then go to Packages, Unity Registry, and here we can see all of Unity's packages that we can download.
I'm hoping
scroll
this is
down
part 2.
Time. It basically selects a main one here, or you can add a modifier, which I have a video that goes over this, but it's kind of like a combo where it'll be executed if you press both of these. We can do player controls dot land. Here used in control scheme. So for our space, which is on our desktop.
Hold on, let me go back to over this part. This is the part that I need to know if they like a WSD thing.
For each one of these. So if I press listen, W on the down, I can go to path listen S, left path listen A, and right listen D. So now I have the WASD mapped here, and what it does is that the composite sources these values, so it listens to every one of these, and then combines them into a vector 2 so that you can access it correctly. So in this case, up and down is on the y-axis of the vector 2, and left and right is on the x-axis. If you're pressing left, it returns -1 on the x, and if you're pressing right, it returns 1 on the x of the vector 2. And if you're not pressing anything, it returns 0. So what's cool here is that you can add another 2D vector composite, and let's say you want arrow keys to also activate this move action, then you combine these arrow keys here, listen, up arrow, down arrow, left and right. And once again, we can add another binding, and this time we can go to gamepad and add in one.
Okay, so that is what that's meant to do. So it's meant to define equivalent things. Oh, okay. So if I want, back to over here. Okay, so I understand this. So I can't have like this be defined like this if I want these to represent 2 different things, unless I make it this. How did she make it? Do a vector 2 like this? Control type vector 2. Oh no. Now it's gonna change this stuff maybe. Vector 2. Okay. So. Alright, I'll do this, and then this is cool. So then this is going to be, well, what do I, whoops. Why is this, I don't know why this is being slow, but I do have 2 Unity projects open, and OBS and all that. Yeah, let me take this off for now. Okay, so up is going to be W. No, come on. Why is it slowing down so much? Oh, you don't do that. Just a suggestion. One that I don't think it's taken. Okay. Just A. D. Come on. Cool. I have to admit, I guess, like, this does seem like a useful thing, especially when you're trying to have, especially with Unity being a game engine that is really about cross-platform stuff. This seems to make that really headache-free, so to speak. So I can definitely see the appeal of all this. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, what? How do I have a null reference thing? Okay. Okay. So then from that, this is actually going to get vector 2. I guess I will just get this as one thing here. So okay, of course, making it. So if I'm understanding how to use this right, this is going to be like move input, let's call it, and then I'm just going to want to test like move input equals dot x. Okay, because it's vector 2. So x. Wait, which one's which? I'm assuming I think. Oh, hello everybody. Hello. Hi, welcome to the stream. We are, well, upgrading to the HDRP as the title would suggest, but right now specifically we're learning how to use Unity's new input system, which is interesting. It's very fascinating. Well, at first it seemed like, this seems really complicated, like overly complicated to do something simple as just getting a keyboard input. But no, I'm now that I'm learning how to use it, I see its appeal. I see why it exists. It does seem like something very useful and all that. And we're very close to having it figured out. Yeah, so that's to HDRP, I'm still in URP. Well, before I wasn't even in URP. I was in the default render pipeline, which, well, my AI game here, Bwammo, which actually, so this is it still in, like, from when it was in the default render pipeline. Here, let me show you what we got going on here, because it's cool. And now we're basically trying to get this to work in the HD render pipeline, which we're getting there. Mainly the input thing was taking some time. But, so look at this. Here's all the stuff that we got going on. So right now, well, first of all, cool UI stuff. Second, a lot of faces. So imagine, first off, that all of these faces will be unique to the character. That's the one thing. The smiley face there is just like the temporary, like, defaults, not assigned kind of thing. So we got some UI stuff where I have basically an indication who I am. I'm the green one, and I got right now I'm red because I am it. I'm supposed to be running around tagging people. So let me tag, I think I just barely got him, yeah. So now I'm green because I'm not it, I'm running away. Whoever is not it, their bar will be filling. Wow, the map. Yeah, it's cool, it's neat. So whoever's green is it. No, sorry. Green is running away. So green is running away, red is chasing, if that makes sense. I'm trying to move away from saying it and not it because I feel like I keep flip-flopping what I'm saying. It makes it more confusing. So I'm trying to say, like, chasers and runners or something along those lines. So you have if you're green, that's good, you're running away. If you are red, that's bad, you're chasing to become not it anymore. If you are not it, so you're running, then your bar starts slowly filling. That is you gaining points based on not being it. And then you can see below whoever's in first place. So right now, this lime color guy, he's in first place. So that's a useful thing to know. And it's cool also, they don't just snap in and out. They actually, like, flip-flop, which is neat. And yeah, so right now, they're bunching up somewhere. So you can also see on the map who's who and who's it, who's not it, and all that. And then you can see who's it, or who's in first place and all that. And yeah, it's pretty cool, coming along nicely. And then whoever's bar fills up first wins, and everyone else loses by that logic. There's still some bugs with the pathfinding stuff with the AI. Like right now, there's a bunch of people just like really grouping together there, but it's a process. We're figuring it out. But yeah, also I've kind of, in building this, made the infrastructure for, if you're prepared for this to get even more crazy. Okay, there's also, I did some organization and stuff. That's all cool. Where's on my camera, if I do a little bit of 1/3 and 1/4, 1/3, and what's the stats? It's just an arbitrary points thing where the longer you are not it, the more points you get. So if you're not it, you're running away, you get points over time. If you're it, then you're not getting points. And whoever's bar of stats fills up first wins. So yeah, right now, there's usual levels I don't think will have like the 12 characters. Usually it might be like one-on-one or maybe like 4 people, that kind of thing, where it's more manageable. So there won't really be like ties necessarily. But there's also this mess. I've now sort of also built the infrastructure to down the line support like maybe like split screen multiplayer or like maybe networking stuff. But in doing that, like pretending now that like the suspension of disbelief that each of these characters is like their own, like it's a human to human thing. They have their own cameras and they have their own stats of what they would be seeing if they were human players. And they got their own mini-map. Well, the mini-map's the same for everyone. But, yeah. Stats of performance? Yeah. Basically, how good you're doing. Which is just how long you have not been it. Because that is the good thing that you want in tag. Yeah. And that's a way as well. This is the way as well to have... I can have multiple people being it. And multiple people being not it. But only one winner out of that. So that's that. And I've been thinking about it, and it'd be cool if, like, different levels could potentially have different, like, game mode type things, where maybe you have, like, well, you could have 1v1, you could have, like, you know, free-for-all of, like, 4 people, or like, right now there's, like, 12. You could have, like, just one person that's it, and everyone else is not it, so passing that torch around. Or you could have everyone being it, but then, like, one person is not it, so it's almost like a zombie-esque thing, where it's just one guy running away from this mob of people. And stuff like that. We could set up like an army tag type thing where maybe one person starts being it, but when they tag someone, they stay it, but then that person also becomes it. So then more people become it over time, and then there's just one person running away by the end of it. We could do stuff like that. We could do like a team thing, like there's a red team and a blue team, and like they share points to some degree or something like that. So there's a lot of potential avenues that we can take this, and I think that's pretty neat. In addition to hopefully having crazier maps down the line of actual like more stuff going on in the maps themselves than just running and jumping. Actually having like human-y people and come up with funny names for all of them. I'm thinking that'd be really funny if I tried to like voice act everyone with like different voice filters and see how that goes. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, yeah. So also, yeah, the 12 split screen thing is purposely like a mess. You like, yeah, that's that. I'm leaving that sort of behind everything else. So it's actually a bit of a tank on performance right now. But yeah, so that's that. But now we're making all that work in. So you have 12 cameras on screen? No. Yeah, that is definitely not stats of performance. Oh wait, hold on. Did you mean these stats? Oops. If that's what you meant this whole time. Oops. Now? Yeah. Oh, so I have the potential to have as many cameras and people as I want, which is cool. Because that's the other really neat thing is how this is set up right now is if I decide, so right now I have 11 other people running away. If I want to add a new person and have it be 13 for some reason, the process of adding a new character is you press Control, you press D, and then you do nothing else. What? Why did it make another one? No, okay, never mind. But yeah, you just literally I do this and then I place him somewhere else. Now he's the same color as that guy, so I like give him another color, make him also red or something. But now I go into play mode, and this should theoretically work. He got his own camera, he gets his own UI things, he gets his own thing on the mini-map, and everything with that just works nicely. Because a lot of stuff gets instantiated with that in play mode. See, there he is. This is, no, where'd he go? He's somewhere. There's another red guy around somewhere, I think. There should be. Well, no, he's not, okay, technically no. His color is red, but his, I left his UI stuff is still going to be lime because I didn't set that up. So, okay, to make him a unique character, there's this thing here, character info, where I have all the information about each character, and I can just drag and drop that. And that would change, like, the mini-map colors and the icon and all that, and yeah. Which then means that I want to take the red character, and in all the levels that he's in, I want to change information about him. I only have to change it in one place, and that would be here. His name is Reginald. I came up with random funny like color names for every character. So we got like Blue Dina, Reginald, Yellowco, all that stuff. I'm amazing at coming up with names. But yeah, they all have their unique colors and they have unique icons. So that stuff. How did you do the map? In the most unconventional way you could possibly imagine. So to let me find something to explain how I ended up going about it. So okay. So I designed the level first of all, I'm not great at level design. It is something I'm trying to get better at, but I was able to design. Well, so if you imagine this, this is the level from the top-down view, and actually this was kind of used as the basis for the mini-map. Well, sort of, but well, this is the map. But as you know, like as you've seen, it has different levels to it. So this is all it like split up. So like this is like layer 1, this is layer 2, layer 3, and then this is all it squished on top, like all together. Now, someone who's good at drawing might draw on paper the plans for this level, or if you're good at photoshopping together like this sort of design just out of different colored cubes or whatever. But what I did is I went into a new scene here, and I basically made the level. I designed the level in Unity where I just went into a top-down view and just duplicated stuff around to make the level, not taking into any consideration of like the actual like verticality of anything. I just top-down view, duplicate stuff around just to express the ideas of what I wanted out of the level. So in this case, white meant ground and black meant walls, and yellow meant slope. But there's no actual slope there, just like as the idea of it. Yellow means slope. But then with that, to make it even more crazy, is I have a separate layout here where, I have different scene view cameras looking at the different layers. And they're all just at different points on the y-axis. And with each scene view camera, I played with the, the near clipping planes and far clipping planes, so that they can only see one layer, and then design the level as such. Which actually, like, it sounds like overkill, but it actually really helped, I think. Me personally, like, I found this to be quite useful, to the point where I kind of want to try doing this same thing with when I go to make more levels. And I actually kind of want to try something similar to this for, like, a lot of my level design going forward, even in other games. Like, this I found really helpful. Because especially it was helpful to get, like, the scale of things good. I also, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, I have it already here. I had, like, where'd my mouse go? I have a little, like, green thing here. This is a reference for how far the player can jump. So it was easy to then, like, move this around to, like, can the player jump these gaps and all that. There's a little thing here of, like, the spawn point of the player and the spawn point of the AI, but then I kind of, when I made more, then, that went all over the place. But, GG for this great work, Dr. Code. Oh, that's a great name. Love that. Dr. Code. But yeah, no, this, actually, funny thing is that this has nothing to do with programming. This was a result of my lack of art skills, where I, did crazy, weird Unity stuff to make this happen. But, yeah, it ended up working, and, so let me go back to, I have other, so we still have a few other test levels. Like this old test level when I was testing jumping initially. This was just when we were testing the player movement initially. Pathfinding, this was when we first made the AI and having just the pathfinding system. And then we got our test level here, which, so that's cool. And then now we are trying to get this to all work in the high definition render pipeline with, hopefully we'll have good old success with that. So, with that, actually, we were really close, I think. Equals 1. Oh, no, this needs to be Y. So, long story short, the old Unity input system, you could do stuff like this, where it's just like input.getKey, and then go keycode.s, and then test for if they hit the S key and stuff like that. Here, now we basically just have, I did some fancy setting up of input stuff. So now I'm going to read WASD as a vector 2, where the Y part is 1 if we're pressing W and -1 if we're pressing S. And I guess 0 if we're not pressing anything. Then the X part of that is going to be -1 if we're pressing A, 1 if we're pressing D, and all that. And then I think this will just be a Boolean for the jump button, and then right mouse button, I think that'll just be a Boolean. I'll have to see. It's either going to be like a float that's like 0 to 1, or it'll be a Boolean. Either way. So now I'm just updating the input stuff, and hopefully that will work. And we're going to hope so. Here, let me, before I go through testing everything, I'm just gonna make sure that, like, just see that one of these works like, well, two of these work how I think they do. Oop, missing a bracket there. All right, let me just test this out. And then soon I have to get to, I have some other school stuff that I want to do today. Some of it programming related, so we'll be doing that. So we'll get to that. This is taking longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. We're gonna finish up getting this project to just run here. The mini map here is a bit messed up. I'm gonna be trying to play around with that, but we'll get there. So, okay. Oh, did this not mode? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh no, so it's just gonna be -1 and okay. So errors, but is that because I needed to add the asset? Did it not? Okay. Let me just do a thing real quick. Make any change to this so I can just save that and then go and just change it back real quick. Just so that hopefully that's gonna make it recompile the code stuff. And I don't know if that's gonna make this suddenly work. So save. So now it's regenerating the C# class thing, I guess. And is that gonna make this? Because this shouldn't have a which side wins. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, it shouldn't have that. Still don't like it. Okay, why don't you? This is the, oh god, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay, I have a theory of why this is being weird. It's a bug that shouldn't be happening, I guess, but I'm just gonna delete this because I changed it partway through making it, and I don't know if that made things be weird with it. So just make a new thing. I'm gonna call it move. I'm gonna remake the thing. So have this be pass through and have this be vector 2, and then go add 2D thingy whatever wasd, this being a W, this being S, this being A, and this being G. Okay. And then I don't need this binding. I said I don't need this binding. Okay, and then move this up to the top. I said move this up to the top. Okay, so this should be the exact same as it just was, but maybe like making it and then, okay, let me put this on autosave in a moment. If this is the reason why this is working, or why it wasn't working, that'd be great. Please. Please. Right now, because of the pathfinding, the AI pathfinding stuff makes it take a while to go into play mode. Okay, it is. That was the problem. Oh my god, this is. Okay, sure, sure. You do all that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Motion blur, I guess that was there by default. I'll be having that not be a thing in a moment. But let me just get the input was working. That's all I was. That's the main thing I wanted. So let's just get the rest of the input working now. That was the forward and backward movement working. Now I gotta get the rest of it working. Dot x. This should be dot x. I think equals just 1. I don't know why I put it like that, but okay. Okay, so yeah, this is extreme motion blur. So now the one thing I think this is gonna be different. I have to figure out how to get mouse input, but I'll worry about that after I do the rest of these. But wait, oh no, hold on, wait, what? Shoot, I need I need to... The jump thing is special. I need to know... I need not just input of, like, are they holding it or are they not? Why vector 2 and instead of vector 3? Because with WASD, with... it's just like... Here, let me... What about paint here real quick? This is just for WASD, so it's like... That's a W. It's just a vector 2 because I just need... It's only 2 directions. It's up, down, left, right. Or that's 4, but, you know, like, it's 2 directions in terms of, like... If you imagine A to D being, like, the x-axis, and W and S being the y-axis. So, vector 2. Yeah, so this is 1. This is -1. This is 1. This is -1. Bam! If you could even read my my mouse-made graphics here. So that vector 2 for that. I mean, technically, I could have gotten just 4 separate booleans, but I did it this way because then this this will be useful later to also be able to accept like joystick input because a joystick input works off the same kind of thing. So yeah, that'll make it so that I can have both easily. So that's that. But now with jumping, this here is going to just test that I've pressed the jump button. Like, I think it's going to be true if I've pressed it and false if I haven't. But I need to... Oh, but why do the characters interpret it like that? What do you mean? Why do the... What characters? Oh, the, like the player? Because I then... Because I guess from what I've learned in the last like 2 minutes of me setting up this input system thing, that I'm just learning like now how any of this works. So I'm new to this. I'm going off just what I've learned from watching a tutorial like half an hour ago. But when I set up control type, I put in vector 2, and then when I made this thing, it says vector 2, and then I put W for up, S for down, A for left, and D for right. And then in code, the getting a reference to that thing, basically the stuff that I just set up there, I put read value, vector, like move dot read value, and the type there was a vector 2, and then that's how that works, I guess. So then the character, so then I guess, yeah, that gets interpreted as 1 on the Y, negative what, or that. Pressing W is that up, and that up is 1 on the Y. S is down, and down is -1 on the Y. Left is -1 on the X, that's A. And right is 1 on the X. So that's how that works. This is just for the player, not like the AIs. The AIs don't get keyboard input. So, yeah. But now jumping, though. Jumping's trickier, because I have to know how to get the equivalent of on get key down. Tap. Wait, there was a tap button. Oh, right. Okay. Yep. How do I shoot? So this is jump. I think this needs to be a new thing. I need to call it jump tap. Oh, let me. Good. For the way my code is, I need like I need to know the frame that they pressed the jump button, and then I also need to know of are they currently holding the jump button. I need both, and those are 2 separate things. Just the way I have my jumping system set up. So that's why I need both, and I was trying to figure out like how do I actually do that. Also, every time I move anything, this is like freezing a bit. Oh, that's probably because of the C#, because I'm auto-saving it. Maybe I shouldn't do that, and then it'll go faster? No, come on, I want to reorder this. Let me reorder this. What? Go here. Okay, sure. So this, how do I go, was it value? I don't know, how do I test for a tap? Do I what? How did I oh, tap. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Multi-tap. Oh, interesting. So I can. Oh, neat, neat. Okay, this is an easy way to like be able to test for like a multi-tap of a button. That's kind of helpful to have it do that for me. So I think I'll just leave this stuff at default and hope that this works. Oh no no no! I don't want tap. I want cause wait. Oh shoot! No, no, this isn't how this what I want here. I want the. Is it press? Should we press only? Release only. Press and release. Oh, interesting. Note that the press direction is only necessary when wanting to customize button press behavior. For default press behavior, simply set to that. Okay. So I don't want tap. I want. I don't. Interesting. Okay, let's try this. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Simply put. So I think I need to go. So player controls. So this is get key down. So this is my hold jump thing, I guess. So main dot jump dot get dot read value that I think is a bool. I'm gonna hope that it's a bool. Did I do this right? And then oh no, sorry, it was jump. I'm gonna call it jump tap. I guess. Or something like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping that I can figure this out. So let's hope that this works this way, and then if it does, then my jumping should be working again. But it might not be. I also didn't save this. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works, I guess. And I'm hoping without errors. If not, then I'll have to do some Googling to figure out how things work here. So, ignoring the weirdness here. What? I can't test. Wait, I can't hold W and S at the same time. I can't hold W and D at the same time. Oh, that's something to be fixed. But does jumping work? No. Cannot read type Boolean. It's a key control type float. Oh, it is a float? Okay, sure. So I guess it just equals 1. Sure. I guess. But also, how do I make it so I can press W and D at the same time? Ooh, digital normalized. Ooh, just digital, maybe? If nothing, I can try. I think normalized is what's making it only work on one axis or something like that, would be my guess. Oh. Sure? Whatever that was. Is this, I think it's rebuilding the input thing. Oh, I see recompiling thing. Oh, okay. Well, let's go to that. It was recompiling something right as it went to play mode from the input thing, I think, or something like that. Oh, it's because okay, hold on. I think I need to stop being weird, Unity. I need to I think I need to save some change that I made to the input thing. Save asset. That's why it's throwing a hissy fit at about. I don't need 2 of these open. Now I'm gonna play mode. So I'll turn on autosave at some point, I guess. But yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, well, okay. We got the moving around in all directions. Now jumping. This is not how this is supposed to be. Is it? I didn't set up my jumping this way, right? Hold on. Let me double check real quick. It's good that I have this other thing open. If I hold jump, I don't continuously jump, right? Let me double check that that's the case. I'm pretty sure that this is not how my jumping works here. So let me double check. No. So if I'm holding, right now I'm holding the space bar, I don't jump until I like let go and press the button again. And I would like that to continue being the case, which means that I didn't set up something right here. So this jump. Oh, what? Wait, what? I thought I changed you. What? You didn't do. Oh, no, I did. What? So, okay, one thing also, this is supposed to be pass-through, I guess. Whatever that means. Button. Okay. Integer? I mean, that would be, well, no, I don't know. Stick, quaternion, ugh. Actually, one thing is that I believe this should be on the upper thing here. I thought press would do this. Press only. Okay, let me go do some Googling real quick. There's got to be there's 100% a way to do this. There's no way they would remove that functionality. Unity in new input system. Do like just get key down. Why don't you search in edit? In edit what? Or wait. Well, I'm searching things now, but what was there a thing in here to search something? Not that I see. I don't know what you mean by edit. Oh, in edit? You mean oh down here through things? Possibly, but I'm gonna go with my Google search real quick here because this might guide me to where I need to go. Ugh. Why is this? Why would this be a difficult thing to do? This is like a very common thing. To just see how they just press the button. But I don't want press and release. I'm not looking for a tap. I'm looking for yeah. Any key down. I just want input.get key down. Huh. Get access. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Go get key. Get key down. Okay. Button control was press this frame. But so directly then I would like to do this through the input thing because I'd also like to be able to set this up for like other input methods. Okay. So I see that is pressed and was pressed this frame and was released this frame. Can I even do that of like just here going like keyboard? Oh, that's a thing now. Okay. Current dot current dot what was the thing? Just to get something at least that'll work for now. Just to get it to work at all, I suppose. And then key dot space. Okay, so it's like instead of key code, it's now just key, I suppose. Dot was press this frame. Okay, so this is gonna give me a Boolean. Okay, so let's just put this in here for now. So this should be this, and then this should be just is pressed. Okay, so this is my way of like if I don't want to use the use that fancy input system. Okay, then this is my equivalent of okay. I mean, this isn't that bad. And if I knew this from the start, this could have been a lot shorter. Like my way of how I had this before of going like public key code, then having the buttons here, and I do this, then I could potentially like if I wanted to have an options menu where you can change the buttons, I suppose. But then. And then in start here, I'd go like if input.getKey, blah. But this input system thing though does seem quite useful for being able to set up multiple like methods of input, like keyboard or mouse or keyboard or like controller and like different systems, controllers, all that stuff. But this theoretically works. Can I then go, is there like a mouse thing now? Maybe? Mouse dot current dot is there like a way to get the delta? This has to do with the movement. The current window space motion delta of the blah, 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 blah. And is this going to be a vector 2? Okay. So let me just do two. I didn't even test the other part, but let me just try some here. If I put this in here, and I guess this one needs to be x, and I think I made this one negative. But you're a vector 2. Why can't I make you negative? What? Cannot simply convert the axis control to float. But you are dot x. Wait. Oh, you're more stuff. You're not just a vector 2. Okay. Can I get you? Is there values in here that I can get? Device. What? Get type invert is pressed. But I thought that delta was a vector 2. Vector 2 control pointer. Okay. Okay. I'll come back to this. I will come back to that. I guess that's. Let me test the jumping first. I didn't even finish doing the jumping. I should be doing this kind of one thing at a time. Okay, so let me save. Go to play mode. So now I'm not even using these jump input things, but that's okay. I will. Yeah, I will hopefully soon. Okay. Gammon. I should make the. Okay, so this is working other than the weird motion blur stuff that's going on right now. Still can't move the mouse, but. You're still not working. Why? Wait, why is. What? Wait, hold on. What? Don't I have, Oh, I have these reversed. Okay, that's just my bad. That's why the jumping's weird. I'm like, something's wrong here. Yeah, that was indeed a correct assessment. So let me do another thing is that I'm going to purposely kind of hinder the AI's pathfinding a bit. So the AIs aren't going to move that right, but I'm going to go into play mode faster for now. And they're going to error after a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, cool. That's jumping, working theoretically, but I want to try and get it to work through this, through the actual input manager and not from the code like that. Um, hmm. Press interaction to detect what button is pressed. Button control dot was pressed this frame. Ooh. Wait. Okay. So would I do something along the lines of, let me get the thing from up here. Would I do something along the lines of, no, this doesn't have a, need button thing, something. The map this action belongs to. What are the things I have? Do I have here? Dot bindings. So I can change the control stuff like in code. That's kind of cool. To string triggered. Would this be that whether the action was triggered this frame? Ooh. Okay. So, well, let me test that this could do things. So, wait, hold on, wait. This is, oh sorry, I had this backwards again. This is the one for when I press the button on this frame. So I do something like this, and then I go, but then down here I go this dot read value as a float, and then equals 1. Mayhaps method group and int, oh, something like that. Does that do what I would like it to do? Maybe. Things are happening. Things are doing. Nope. Oh wait, what? Wait, what? Oh. When I'm letting go of the button, it's doing stuff. No, it's not. That is not correct behavior. Let me go back to the asset thingy. I just need like, okay, press only. Should it not have, well, I mean, this shouldn't be doing anything anymore, but let me just get rid of it anyway. So pass through button, yeah, that's what I thought. Space, interactions, this shouldn't have changed a thing, but I'm gonna go back into play mode anyway. Because maybe it will, because I don't fully understand how this works. Uh-huh. Why are you doing things on when the action was triggered? Why? Why are you the way that you are? Okay, back to the drawing board. Back to the Google search. I just need... Yeah, okay. That performed. I don't. I clearly don't understand your problem. What method is it? I don't know what method I'm trying to do. Basically, so I'm trying to figure out just in general how to use Unity's new input system because I've never touched this thing before. And specifically, I need to get two booleans effectively. I need to know a true or false. Is the player currently holding the space button? I need that. And then I also need a true and false thing of the frame that they pressed the space button. And those are two different things. I need the frame that they initially pressed the button, the space bar, to jump. And I need like a thing that's true, like as long as they're holding down the button. And I through Unity's old input system, that was as simple as going input.getKey, the space button, basically. And then input.getKey down the space button. I figured out the, I think, equivalent of doing that where I could do like whatever I just typed before. It was like keyboard.current. Something like that was press this frame or whatever. That works, and if I really can't figure this out, that's what I'm going to go back to. But that doesn't make use of this whole player control mapping thing, which I want to purposely try and get it to work using this thing because I want to. Because there's actual would be benefits down the line of me doing it. Is that this system is set up to be able to easily have like different inputs for different, like if you're using a controller or a keyboard or whatever. Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out how to just get those two things through this system because I should be able to. It'd be a huge hindrance if you can't do that. It'd be really weird if you couldn't do that. Because it's a very common thing to want to do, is to get the frame. Okay, so to be clear, I already got the like thing that is true as long as you're holding the button, and it's false when you let go of the button. I don't know. I don't know how to do something that is true on the very frame when they click the button using that input thingy. The new input system thing. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know what the methods are or what the proper things I'm supposed to be setting up. I think it's more so a thing. It's less me having to find the right code to use and more what buttons do I click in these menus to get the thing that I want. Because again, okay, yeah, I got this. Actually, it should be a different thing, right? So I got the when you're holding space. I got that part done. So let me go jump, press, and this also being mapped to space. Interactions. So tap is not what I want because I think tap is like a quick like press and release. Let me double check this though. Max tap direction point. I don't think this works this way because I think that is like a if you press it and quickly let go of the button, which is not what I'm looking for. I didn't save save the asset so it recognizes that exists. I don't know why I'm not having this on autosave. Well, because it was being weird before with not doing that, but we're just going to put it back on being autosave. So going dot is jump press. Okay. Let's just see what happens. And see if I get the jump input that I'm expecting. Oh. Wait, is it working? Oh, wait, was that it? What? that you what? But I didn't. I thought that. Is it working? Let me double check that it's working because I thought tap meant like quick, like press and release, but no, I guess tap is the frame that you tap the button or something along those lines. Let me just double check this with a print statement here. That I just want to see that ran, which I guess it did. Okay, so and that it only ran when I think that it should have. So when I go to play mode, in a moment, what I'm expecting to see is in the console the thing only appear once when I press the button. Actually, I'm gonna go out of maximize because why are you happening multiple times? That shouldn't be happening either. Excuse me? This is also a mistake. I need this to only happen once, otherwise that's gonna cause me some problems. Cause yeah. Like this got called 4 times. Why would you do that? Okay. Well, so it kind of worked, but not exactly. I need that to only be called once, and I think I would do that through. So these default things, I guess I can overwrite, but these are based on like times. So that would mean that different frame rates. If you have a fast enough frame rates, this would break this. So I don't think I can have it be a fixed time like that. Max tap duration. Okay. What about 0? What happens if I put 0 in here? Does it let me put 0? In which case then maybe it would be fine. I don't know what press point is. Oh, the point where it changes from being a tap to being a press or something like that? Hey, what? No, let me put 0. Are you not letting me put 0? I also don't know why. Like each click I have, it's hold on, what? Okay, uncheck this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And save it like this. Or do you just not like it being 0? Yeah, I don't know why the autosave thing is being weird with this, but okay. So let me try this then. So again, just normal, like holding down the button is working. That was the easy part. This should be... Why are you being called 4 times? There's not 4 objects calling you. It's just... No, because even if I do just barely tap it, then it, What? Why are you being sent back to this? What? Okay. So what about... Okay, so I guess this isn't the thing that I want. Action type, button value, pass through? What's the difference between having this say button and this saying pass through and then control type button? I don't know what the difference is. Discrete button? Ooh, could discrete button be something? I don't know. I don't know. This is weird. Certainly wonky. Why 4? Like, I have code for the jumpings. So the reason this is still a problem, like, the jumping is working. It looks like it's working. But I need a solution that's going to work beyond just this jumping. I have code for the jumping specifically that, like, you can't, the jump held thing doesn't work for multiple frames. But for any other thing in the game, like when if I try to hit escape to pause, I need to know just the one frame that they press the button. Okay, I'm going to go back to watching more videos because Google ain't helping me. Maybe YouTube will. Just more like explanation stuff. So I guess I'm gonna
Today I'll be showing you how to use
times 2
system.
speed.
It's been out for a while now, but it's only available through the package manager. So make sure you have it installed by going to Window, Package Manager, and then go to Packages, Unity Registry, and here
There's definitely some here I can
latest versions,
skip ahead with.
input system, some input system, so in this platform, scripts, action map, certain actions on the land. So you'd have an action land map, these two actions to be able to do. So, and let's say we also want this explosion effect. Explosion. So these are actions that our player can perform. However, we need to bind controls to it, or else Unity will know what control will activate this action. So if we click the jump one, for example, on the right you see we have this action type. There's 3 that we can choose from. Currently it's a button, which this is perfect for jumping because it's just one button that we want to press. However, there's also value and pass through. If you click value, for example, you'll see we have a control type here, and value lets you select any one of these types. So let's say you want your action to be a type of vector 2, which we'll need to do that for our move. Then you can select vector 2, and this action will return a vector 2. So you can choose any one of these that you may need. Integer, quaternion, touch for touchscreen, axis, and this returns a range of numbers on one axis. So in this case, let's just choose button. And if you're wondering between value and pass through, value does a disambiguation process, which if you have multiple controls connected at the same time, it basically selects a main one, while pass through doesn't select the main one and just receives all the input. So in most cases, you'd want value because the player would only be using one control at a time usually, and would need to select a main control.
Okay.
So for now, I'm going to select button. And if we go to no binding here, we can select a path for our binding. So here we can type it in directly. Let's say I want the space bar. I can type it there, or I can press listen, and then I can press it on the keyboard and click it there as well. Now this is one binding. So whenever this is pressed, this action will be executed. And what's good about the input system is that it's event-based. So the input system supports certain events. It has a started.
Okay. Graphs. Not well. Okay, this is not a graph, but like with the tables. The input player doesn't affect the follow camera. It does. In this case, in mine. Oh, right. I don't have it set up to do that yet. That's the other part that I still need to get. I still need to get the figure out how to get like mouse moving input. I haven't done that yet, but it will. Oh wait, where's camera? Or the follow camera. Oh, I don't have a follow camera script. I have camera turn. That might be what you're referring to. I do player input calls a camera turn function. It calls this turn function. So yeah. Where's but it does affect it here. It doesn't right now, but I'm working on it. I'm figuring out this problem first, then I'll be figuring out this problem. Yeah, I'm getting there. One step at a time. Okay, back through this. So, okay.
Performed and cancelled. So when your action has been started, so in the case of a button, when we start to press it down, it'll issue this callback called started and performed, and we can subscribe to those callbacks. Basically, we listen to the input system and listen to when these are executed, and then we can do certain things depending on when these are executed. And then there's cancel, which means we have lifted our finger from the button. And so depending on the type, so value, button, or pass through, these callbacks might be issued at different times. I have a whole video on this if you're interested. The link is in the description. But what's cool here is that if we go back to the jump, we can add another binding here. And now, for example, we can add a gamepad binding, and let's say we want the button south of the gamepad to trigger our jump. So gamepad is just like a controller, or if you want to be more specific with your gamepad, instead of a gamepad, you can add an Xbox controller directly. So you can add the A key of the Xbox controller if you like, and pressing any one of these will trigger this action. So if we go to move now, we can set the action type to value and the control type to vector 2. So this is a little bit different for keyboard. For example, if we want to use a WASD or arrow keys, there's no real way to bind one key to a vector 2. So what Unity has done here is that you can press this add binding here, and we can add a 2D vector composite. And I can just name this WASD. I'm just going to cut this one. So a composite here is a grouping of different bindings, and you can add in a binding for each one of these. So if I press listen, W, on the down, I can go to path, listen, S, left, path, listen, A, and right, listen, D. So now I have the WASD mapped here, and what it does is that the composite sources the...
Hey-o! Thanks a lot! Hello! Hi, you come at not a bad time, but like definitely a boring part of this stream. Hello! Hi! As you can see, 41 followers. Wait. 41 followers. Absolutely insane. Let me show you real quick, since you're here, things that we've been working on. Right now I'm having a big trouble trying to figure out how to do a Unity thing, and because of that I'm Googling tutorials and all that. Because I don't know what I'm doing. But when, over here, back when I did know what I was doing, bam, tag, but with artificial intelligence. Some fancy UI stuff that's still in work in progress. But, yeah, so people running away from me, and there's a whole bunch of them, and it works pretty cool, and all that sort of stuff. And right now, I'm it, so if I just go and, like, tag someone, whoever is, like, closest. Come here, you. Okay, well, so the pathfinding is still a little bit iffy. In fact, there's not meant to be this many. It kind of breaks when there's this many, but I'm working on it. When there's only, like, a few, it works a lot better. Otherwise, they kind of bunch up, because I'm still needing to add more randomness to their AI. But, yeah, there's also stuff about like a sort of a point system. Like if you're not it, you're running away. You slowly your bar starts to fill up. It fills up all the way, then you win. All that sort of stuff. So yeah, this has been for a school project, but I'm planning to take it beyond just what I'm doing for this school project. And I've also been able to do cool stuff like this, like this absolute mess of what kind of is the pathfinding system. But I'm going to be improving it. Hopefully. Well, no, it's going to look even more of a mess, but not having to set it up as manually. So that's what that's where that's going. Although, okay, one other thing is that I've also been, where is it? Characters, this. So right now, this is just one, like, just my screen, but I can do a thing if I go like this, and a little bit like this, and a little bit like this, and pretending that these were like, if this was like a networked, like, networking stuff of like multiple computers, multiple screens, I can do this mess in a second. Bam. Where, it's like 12 screen multiplayer. This could be split screen, except, you know, an actual, like, this isn't something I'd actually do. But, yeah, but my game can hypothetically support this. And it's really, really good on performance. That's the one thing with the AIs, is that it takes a long time to, like, start the game, and I'm going to be making the performance on that a lot better. But then once it's going, it's so good on performance. Like, it just boils down to a bunch of, like if statements, no loops or anything. That's coding stuff. But, yeah, so that's stuff that we're going to be making even more better on performance. And also, right now, everything's all, like, colored cubes and capsule people, but soon, very soon, we're going to be making it look a lot prettier. That's actually what I'm kind of in the middle of right now, where yeah, so if I go out of this, so right now I'm upgrading the project to what's called the high definition render pipeline in Unity, which is something I'll be able to use to make the game look a lot prettier and all that. But I've been having a lot of troubles switching over to the high definition render pipeline. Mainly, in the most recent version of Unity, they changed their input system of how you get, like, keyboard input and all that. And I'm trying to learn it so that I can actually do it. And it's so weird that I'm struggling with it, but I'm getting there, I think. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's what this is going. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm just trying to find out how to I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to do, but being able to, like, have something happen on the frame where you press a button rather than just when you hold it. I can get with the new input system, I've been able to be able to press a button and do something as long as you're holding the button down. But just getting getting something to happen. Oh wait, modifiers. Oh, interesting. Wait, hold on. I think I may have figured out my problem, or possibly. But getting stuff to happen. What am I trying to say? Getting something to happen on just the frame when you press the button. But yeah, that's what where I'm trying to do. Where was Oh wait, what? What menu is this? Composite. Okay. So button with one modifier. Okay. So if I do something like, is it something like this? Or from here I go, no, what? Yeah. Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. Is it from this? A button with one modifier composite. Okay. So can the modifier have to do with, Path being space. Composite part modifier button. Okay. Oh, that's for, oh no, that's for, like, shift things, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, that's okay. No, okay. Well, I figured out how to do, like, be able to hit, like, Shift A, that kind of input. I think that's what this is. Darn. Okay. Don't have my solution just yet. So here I go, scouring the interwebs, trying to find what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Which, unfortunate. So my other streams usually are more interesting. Just right now I'm struggling, but getting there. Mainly, I was not expecting to do this. I was expecting to just would not have to do any of this. But we're getting there. Yeah. Okay, so okay, what I'm actually trying to do is, yeah, so let me go back through some of these other forums I've been going through before, except these are from like a year ago, which isn't exactly ideal. Okay, so, gosh. Okay. No, I can figure this out. So I want to. I'm very much at a loss of words because I just am so in the dark about this new input system. But I'm getting there, hopefully. So modifier. Oop, no, not that. Okay, so that might be down the tap line. Yeah, so open input settings. Let me. Okay. Tap radius, default hold time, tap time. Okay, let me try press point. Overwrite default values here. But this was like overwriting me changing it though as soon as I clicked away to anything else. If I put them both to something. If not set default to, yeah, got that. Time in seconds within a control has to be pressed again for it to register as a tapped. Oh, if it's held longer than this time, then the tap is canceled. Okay. That's still not what I'm looking for though. Weird. Unless. So yeah, right now. Oh. Well. It's now happening. It's now happening sometimes. That's not ideal. It's happening sometimes, but not others. Okay, that's definitely not what I want to have happen. Okay. Huh. Okay. I can figure this out. This shouldn't be This shouldn't be a hard thing to do. This shouldn't be trivial, which is why I didn't think I'd be spending as much time on doing this as I currently am. And I'm not trying to do it through. I'm trying to do it through the UI thing that it has set up here. So, okay. So just based on press, so interaction press maybe? On press and release? But that doesn't seem like, I'm not caring about it being released. Okay, let's try, I'll try going down that route anyway. How did I do that? It was through press. So I press and release. Okay. Austin, hello. Hi. Have you been streaming this whole time? No, I was streaming earlier, then had to take a break because school, class stuff, and then now I'm back. Currently struggling to learn Unity's new input system, but we're getting there. Ignore the weird motion blur that's happening on the UI stuff. We're dealing with this like one problem at a time. Ignore that. I've hold on. The AI's pathfinding. I've like disabled some things so I can go into play mode faster, but as a result, they break out. They're breaking right now, but that's okay. That won't be a problem when I'm not like disabling like a third of their waypoints. But okay, so why are we being called 4 times? That's a concern. That's not how what should be happening. If you figure it out, let me know how you like it. I might switch to it as well, maybe. So it seems like... Okay, so other than this one problem that I'm having, which there's gotta be a way to like have this work. There's no way that it's impossible to do this. That would be so stupid if that's the case. But aside from this, if I can figure it out, the new input system does seem cool. It does seem... I get why it exists, and I get why... Like, it's kind of complicated to learn and to figure out, but that's mainly just because it's different and new. But I understand why it exists. The cool thing that you get out of it is mainly when you're trying to set up, like, multiple input things. So, like, keyboard and mouse, having a control scheme for that, having a control scheme for, like an Xbox controller and, like, all that stuff. If you're making a mobile game, having a separate control scheme for like touchscreen based inputs. If you're doing it like a thing in VR, then having a separate control scheme for like the like VR hand things, whatever they're called, like the hand controllers of whatever VR system you're using. If you're doing all those like cross-platform stuff, then this new input system, does a lot of cool stuff that makes that a lot easier, where you can set up in here rather than through code and having to do it all manually yourself. The different like input system things as one thing. Second thing, have you booleans for different inputs? No, these end up going into floats for some reason. But I can just go I can test if that float is 1 or if it's 0. But yeah, so that's that. What was I just saying? But the other part you got out of this is this like action maps thing of being able to set up different control schemes for different scenarios. So like example that comes to mind easily is like, like a GTA type game for like running around and like being in a car, having 2 separate control schemes for that. This also comes in handy for having that, be able to set up that quite easily, I suppose. So that's a lot of stuff like that is where this becomes easy to it makes sense why it exists, and it's kind of cool, I guess. The downside right now is that there's got to be a way to do this, but I can't seem to figure out how to, of all this like UI of setting up different buttons or whatever. So I've been able to get the moving working, and I've been able to get jumping kind of working, where I can get input for if you're holding a button. So if I'm holding W, holding S, holding A, holding D. I got that working, got that figured out. That's not so bad. But specifically, I'm trying to now I need to get input of just the frame that the user presses the space button. Not if they hold it, but the frame that they press it. And that's so far being a struggle. I've been able to like kind of get it, which is weird. So like right here, if I go to play mode, and then if I press space, I have... it's not working. The fact that I'm holding space and I'm jumping continuously should not be happening if this was working properly. You should have to let go of the button and then press it again. But why did this not... I swear this was working about a moment ago, but maybe not. Try press only? So I'm just going through different options, Googling things that aren't being helpful, because this isn't like that well documented because it's so new, I guess. What? This was working a moment ago. What happened? Excuse me? Oh, because I didn't save the asset. Right. That would make sense. So I will do that and then try this again. And wait to see if it works. Maybe. Okay. No, what? What? This was just working. Excuse me? It was just working a minute ago. I don't know what happened. Okay. Fine. So, when I had this on tap, and then left everything at default settings, and I go into play mode, is it the other jump that's causing issues? It shouldn't be, because this jump is the one that's testing for holding. So I need both is the problem here. The way I have the code set up from before is that I need both things. I didn't save the asset. That's why that still wasn't working. One moment. Is that once this loads in a moment, I need to get 2 things. I need to test the if the player is holding the jump button, I do stuff with that. That's mainly how I'm able to have short jumps and long jumps. So if you're holding the jump button, that's what this is doing, and that's easy. But then I also need a separate thing for just the frame that they are pressing the jump button, and no more, no less. And beyond just jumping, I'm trying to figure this out as a general thing to go forward, to just, for any input, being able to test the frame that they press that button, because I'm going to need that. But here, I've been able to do this where now it runs 4 times for some reason. I don't know why, but it does that. And if I tap it, sometimes it only runs for 1 frame or 2 frames, I guess, of when this is being called. But it's not 1 frame, which I might be able to work around this. But it still seems like a problem that I should be able to have this be only a 1 frame thing. Because if I want, let's say you press escape to pause, and then if you press escape again, then it unpauses, then I can't do that. Because then it's going to run 4 times, and it's just going to So I'm hoping for like an even number at that point, which that's a problem. Now, I should also say I did find one workaround which that not using that I don't even know what the terminology for what that thing is. That window, that like configuration of all this input stuff. There was a separate like kind of bypass to it where I can go like there's like keyboard dot like current and then go what was it like key dot space and then dot is pressed. No, it was like pressed this frame. This was like a potential solution, and I'm leaning more towards just using this. But this is very like a very hard coded thing where it's not using this, which means I don't get the fancy stuff out of it that I would get from. I don't get the fancy stuff out of it that I would have gotten from. What am I trying to say? Like that I would get from using this system, like the whole multiple controllers, like that whole thing. Which I might actually try to get this game working with different input systems, which is why I'm caring to do this, and also just the general knowledge of going forward. So now, like this works how I want it to. Okay, I got rid of the print statement, but again, ignoring the weirdness going on with the UI elements. I think that'll be an easy fix. I just haven't done that yet, and that I also still can't turn, but that's another thing I have to figure out. That was a potential solution, but I'd like to get to work through this if I can. But yeah, so that is that. And this does return a Boolean, funnily enough. So there's that. And I think the reason you go keyboard.current, this would be for like different network stuff. I think to be able to have like multiple keyboards and all that sort of stuff. But I'm gonna keep digging around a little bit to see if I can figure this out, and maybe also go back to watching YouTube videos that can hopefully help me. And we're gonna see if that could be the case. I had other things I was gonna be doing, but now I'm spending so long just trying to figure this out. But hopefully, as I said, hopefully I can figure this out. There's gotta be a way. Like, I'm also like, the main thing is that there's gotta be a way to do this. There's no way that this is impossible to do. That would be so stupid, because this should be a very common thing to do. To just see if the players press the button and do something. If they press the button.
Continue is that there's something called interactions and
for a single frame.
The interactions, let's go to the jump here. The interactions will basically determine when these.
And it is something that is so easy to do with the old input system.
Hold down the key for a certain time, so hold time, which is 0.4 seconds, and only then will this be performed. You can deselect the default value and put in how long you want there. And the press point is basically how hard you need to press it, which for a keyboard button doesn't really matter because it has no sensitivity.
Oh, this thing also, okay, actually another really neat thing that this does that's actually kind of cool is that this does support being able to have like a button thing that happens when you just tap the button, or when you hold the button, or if you like a multi-tap specifically. The fact that I can do like multi-tap stuff through this, like, you know, double tap the A button to do something and have this just do this for me. I don't have to code that myself. That's actually quite nice. So there's definitely a lot of like pros from this system. The only cons are, well, that's tricky to use when you've never used it before, and this whole like single frame button press thing. I'd like to figure that out.
You have to press it past the halfway point of a trigger. For example, in the back of the controller, there's triggers that change values from 0 to 1. In this case, you have to press it more than 0.5. Additionally, you can open the input settings and create your own settings asset to set some default values for the input system here. And then for processors, these just process your values after they've been received. So, for example, if you want to clamp, invert, or normalize this value, or scale it, or add a dead zone to it, then you can do so here. And I have some videos on this if you're interested. And last thing I want to mention is that if you have a float value, for example, a button is a type of float since it only returns one value, you can add a axis here, or you can add a modifier, which I have a video that goes over this, but it's kind of like a combo where it'll be executed if you press both of these buttons at the same time, the button and the modifier. And once you're pressing both of these, it'll give you the value of the button. So this would be good for sprinting with the button being W and the modifier being shift, as an example. Additionally, if you want more control over different devices, you can go up here, no control schemes, click it, and add a control scheme. So let's say, for example, you're making your game for mobile and for desktop, you can have a desktop control scheme, and here you can add the required devices that you need for this input to work. So for desktop, I need a keyboard, and I also need a mouse. And you can make these optional or required. And once you save your control scheme, you can access it there, and then you'll see that for a binding, there's an option here used in control scheme. So for our space, which is on our desktop, we can click that there. And this can be used to require certain devices for certain control schemes. So the player needs to have a mouse to play this game. Then you can set a required field on the mouse for a control scheme corresponding to desktop or PC. For now, I'm just going to delete this control scheme. So up here, click Save Asset to save your asset. And now we have this asset with our input, and now we actually need to use this input. So there's several ways that we can do this. So the first way is generating a let's find a different tutorial then. I just need like so Unity, like what would it even be? Like Unity, I don't even know what the name of the new input system is. I just keep having new input system because it just came out like 2 years ago, sort of, but also like it's been continuously like updated and all that. So that's that.
Yeah, okay. So,
Your code monkey, and here let's learn how to use the new input system. This video is pretty big, but it's the only video you need in order to learn how to use the new input system. This is an excellent package that makes managing multiple inputs of different types.
I just need to see, like, the part when they're explaining how to use the UI part, because that's I'm hoping that somewhere they'll be like, oh, and by the way, if you want to set up, like, a single frame button, here's how you do it. That's what I'm looking for. It's gotta be somewhere.
Between both of them in another lecture, so go watch it if you haven't seen it
yet. And yeah, I know how to like switch back to the old input system, but I'm trying to not do that. I have potential backups if I really can't figure this out, but like I really want to be able to figure out through here because at this point, like, again, as I keep saying, it'd be so stupid if this is impossible to do. Like, this should be such a fundamental thing that an input system should have. It's got to be here somewhere. I just need to find it.
So let's call this one just the normal player. Next up are the individual actions. So this is what actions your game can take, like for example move or shoot. So for example, let's name this simple action just jump. And over here on the properties, you can see the action type. So if you drop down menu, you can select from value button and pass through. Now value is for continuous inputs, so something like movement being controlled by a joystick would be a value type. Button is like the name implies for things that work like buttons, so something where you press and release. Then pass through is similar to value, but it bypasses something called disambiguation, which is the process through which the input system decides which input is active. But for now, don't worry about that. Let's just focus on value and button. Now this is a jump action, so let's make it a button. Then we have interactions. This is the various ways that we can interact with an action of this type. So for a button, you've got the hold, multi-tap press, and so on. If you just want a basic button press and you don't need to add anything, that's the default. And finally, processors. So this is how you can apply some processing to this specific action itself. This is more useful for when dealing with joystick inputs, for having a dead zone and so on, but we'll see that in a bit. Okay, so when you create a new action, it also creates a new binding. If it didn't, you can just right-click and add a binding. So the binding, this is the actual physical input that we want to tie into this action. Then for selecting the physical input, you can click on this drop-down menu and manually select it. So go into the gamepad, over here you see all the various buttons that you can map. Alternatively, for more advanced use case, you can turn this into a text box, and over here type in the actual button. This is a special syntax used by the input system, so again, for now, don't worry about that.
We'll figure this out. Don't you worry. I am determined.
So in my case, for jump, let's press the spacebar. And there you go, that one listens to the spacebar on the keyboard and just select. Alright, so with that, we have the most basic input asset done. We made the player action map. Inside, we define a jump.
Yeah, but
so that it works like a button, and we bound that action to the physical spacebar input. Now let's see how to actually use this to jump an object. And also, one very important thing that you cannot forget is to actually save this asset. So here you've got a button for save asset. And up here on the title for this window, you can see a little asterisk. This means that there are.
I look at like comments, and there can be some suggestion. Like if someone's like, if someone is asking the same question I am, and then there could be a reply to that, would great, maybe. Okay. It's got to be something. Ooh. Action start. Okay, hold on. Let me actually watch more of this. More in the coding part. Maybe there is like.
So the reason why this is toggle, not simply enabled all the time, is because of the C# plus generation, which we're going to see in a bit. But until we do, we have to turn this on and make things simple. Okay, so now that we have over here our actions working, in order to use them, the simplest way is with a pre-built component. So I've got my testing scene here. I essentially just got a floor, and then I've got a basic sphere object. So I want to jump the sphere.
Okay, I'll watch more into like the coding part, because maybe there is something in the actual coding part to get something with this. Because again, the other part that I could do in code is also that I'm testing like. To test that are holding the jump button, I'm testing that this equals 1. So what I could also do is just, I mean, okay, you know what, maybe, okay, one thing I could do, I have an idea here. So if jump down is currently false, and this is equal to 1, then set jump down to true, because this would be the frame that they held the jump button. But then now else if this equals 0, or wait, else if jump down, no, then jump down equals false. No, but it's gonna keep getting set true every time. Hold on, no, that's not what I want. I want to then, when this gets set to, oh, hold on, actually, how to, okay, no, it'd be more complicated than that, but there might be some like some like logic I could do to basically test like what value did this have last frame? If it was 0 last frame and now it's 1 this frame, that is the frame when jump down is true. So I could do that more manually, but I shouldn't have to. Okay, if I go back to this, let me just look more at like what other like methods and stuff do I have from this? So active control. Wait, even when I get this, when I read the value, is that going to, then it's just a float, so that doesn't help me. Read value, remove action, triggered. This didn't help. I thought this would, but this didn't seem to, because this also got triggered when it went from 1 back down to 0, which is also not something that I want. Interactions. Performed. Event that is triggered when the action has been fully performed. Ooh, can I do something with that? Oh, this would be to call a function when that happens, which I, again, prefer not to do. I'd like to just have be a one-line get the thing that should be true or false, because that's kind of like how that is how the old input system handled it, but...
So just leave these as none, and then you've got the behavior. Then you've got the default map.
Okay,
right now we just have one.
wait, hold on,
Okay,
what?
Sphere object. So I want to jump the sphere. And over here, let's add a component, and let's search for player input. So this is a built-in component that is really useful for working with the new input system. Over here, you can see it takes an input action asset. So just drag the one that we created. There it is. Then you've got the default map. Right now we just have one, so let's default to that one. Then you've got some more advanced use cases for dealing with the UI camera and so on. So just leave these as none. And then you've got the behavior. So this is how the actual notifications of each action are sent. And over here, you've got various methods you can use. So first of all, you've got send messages, which uses the Unity send message system. So it triggers functions with these names on any script attached to this game object. Then the next one is broadcast messages. This one is similar to send message, except that it also triggers functions on any child object. But most of the time, you should use one of the other two. So either Unity events, which you may already be familiar with, or basic C#.
Okay.
So let's see the
But I don't want to do this through an event-based system.
So by default, we've got these.
I don't have to.
A gamepad gets disconnected, regain, so the gamepad gets connected again, or controls change. So for example, you swap from the keyboard to the gamepad. So these are normally empty events, so you can click on the plus icon, select an object and the function to trigger them. And then up here you've got the player, so that's the specific action map that we created. And up here we've got the jump, so this is the event that we made, the actual action. So this is where we can trigger something. So let's make a script that we can then feed into here in order to have our event. So up here I'm just going to make the basic call it testing input system, and here let's attach it to this game object. Okay. Now here let's just make a very simple function. So let's make a public void jump, and on jump let's just do a default.log jump. Okay, just very basic. And for the object, let's drag this game object as the object, and for the function, let's go down to the input system and the jump function. Okay, so like this, let's test. So here I am, and as I press the spacebar, yep, there you go, I've got one log. Alright, it does work. Now let's just make
But it got called 3 times, and not, like, just once. What the heck? That's such a problem.
Okay, so just like this, just add force upward, just make the sphere jump. So here, and as I press the spacebar, there you go, the sphere jumps. Alright, so far so good. Now, however, there's one interesting thing that you might notice, which is even though I press the spacebar just once, over here we actually see 3 logs. Now, the reason for that has to do with the various phases that the input system goes through. So it's essentially one log for when the button was pressed, another one for the button is currently pressed, and finally for the button release. If we expand the event, we can see this event can be called with a parameter of type callback context. This is the type that contains more data on specifically how the button was pressed. So let's modify our function to also include this parameter. So back in our script, let's using Unity engine.input system, and then we can this one, and we're going to leave of type input action dot callback context. Then of course, you can just directly go to the definition and inspect the source code, so all the various things that this one does.
Okay.
Over here, let's just see the actual phase. So let's set into the log the context.phase. And back in the editor, since we modified the function, let's sign it again. So once again, the jump function. There you go. So let's test. Okay, so here, and as I press the spacebar, and there you go, you can see the various stages it goes through. So the start, so that's as soon as I press. Performed, so that's I'm currently pressing it, and canceled, which is when I release. So these are the 3 separate stages that the input system goes through. So for example, for a button, chances are you really only want it to be triggered once when the button is pressed. So you can use the performed event. You can either test if the phase equals phase.performed, or you can just go if context.performed. So this is a simple boolean that simply returns true if it is in the performed phase. So if on the performed, then you do this. Okay, so like this.
It's like so unnecessary, though.
So that's one way to make it work by using our input Unity events.
One way. Give me the other way, please.
So in these are C# events, so they are not visible in here in the editor. So the way you subscribe is like any other C# event, so it's through code. So first of all, let's get our component. So private, it's of type player input. Okay, so we got that one. And then through there, we can see all the various events that it has. So it's got the default ones that we saw a while ago. So on device lost, regained, and on controls changed. And then for the various actions, you've got this one on action trigger. So regardless of how many action maps you got, you just got this event. So as you might imagine, the one big difference is that this one is triggered for all actions on all action maps. Now right now we just defined one action, but if we had more, then any action input would fire this one event. So let's simply subscribe to this one. And as you can see, this one takes a parameter of type callback context. So when we get the context, let's just do a debug.log on the context just to see what this is doing. Okay, so let's test. Okay, so here I am as I press the spacebar, and there we go. Now I can see the various contexts. So I can see the action is in the action map player. It's the jump action. It was triggered by the keyboard space. Then for the phase, this one is the started. It happened on the time of 5.9 seconds. And once again, the key, keyboard space, with a value of 1 and no interaction. So you've got the start phase, the perform phase, and the cancel phase. So in order to use this method, then you do some identification over here on the action field. And depending on what action it fired, then you do different things. But if we're going with this method of using this built-in player input class, then I think it makes more sense to use hint events for this one. So again, you can use both, but here I'm going to switch back. So just like this, and make sure that on the jump event, it triggers the jump action. Okay, so now it's a good time to look into action interactions. So back in our input manager, we've got the jump action. Over there, it's an action type button. Okay, and we've got the interaction. So let's add one. Let's, for example, look at the hold interaction. Then if you want, you can set how long. So how much time do you have to hold the button before it's actually triggered as a hold event. So you can use the default, so just take this box, or untick and set anything that you want. And like this message says, you can click over here to open the input settings. So this opens up the project settings and goes over here to the input system package. And you can then create a settings asset and modify all the defaults. So let's test just with the default, so just the hold. So again, don't forget to save just in case you have autosave disabled. And back here, we are now using C# events. So let's just clean up the code, just get rid of this so it's easier to understand. And over here on the jump, let's actually do debug.log on the entire context. Okay, so we have the hold interaction. Now let's see just how often this function will be called. So here I am, and if I just quickly press, yep, we can see we've got the start and the cancel phase, but we did not get the perform phase. That is because we did not hold on for long enough. And the sphere itself did not jump because it only jumps on the perform phase. So if I click and I hold, after half a second, then it does do the perform, and now as I let go, now it does the cancel.
Okay.
So you can see the interactions are super useful for making some more complex actions. And again, remember that everything that we're doing here, we're making it work with the keyboard, but if we add another binding, it will also work with the gamepad or touch or anything else. And also this is a list, so you can have multiple interactions. So you can have a hold, then a slow tap, and so on.
Which is the thing I'd like to be able to do with
this. These aren't really very useful for buttons, but you can, for example, add an invert processor. And right now, before we hit play and clear the console, we can see that as we were pressing, we were getting over here the value of 1. So on the start and perform, we've got a value of 1, and then on cancel, we got a value of 0. Now if we add the invert processor, so now as I click, and if there we go, now instead of +1, we get -1. So these processors apply some sort of processing on top of the actual event.
Okay.
We get into the movement joysticks, but we'll see that in a bit. Okay, so with this we have covered the absolute basics. And we also saw how the built-in player input component works. But like I said previously, you also have the ability to generate a C# class and have a lot more control over it. So let's go into the project window, and over here select the actual input actions asset. Then you got a button to add the asset, which opens up this window, and then you got a toggle.
Sure.
What can you build with WordPress?
No. Okay.
So you can take this one, and then you see all these inputs. So if you want, you can modify what file they're going to be generated in, what class name, what namespace, and so on. But here, just leave them as default and hit on apply. So as you do, you can see over here that generated the C# file, so over here the player input actions. Now if you want, you can open and inspect this. It just generates all kinds of functions, fields, and events based on the input action. So for example, we define a player action map, and over here we can see the player action map right in here. And then for the player, we define two actions, so we define the jump action. So over here we can see an interface that implements the jump action, and over here the player actions. So all this code is all dynamically generated. So we've got our jump action and the various events start, perform, and cancel. So you really don't need to worry about how this script works, but if you want, you feel free to inspect it. So back in our testing input system, here in order to use that, we just need to create an instance of our generated C# class. So we call player input action, so new player input actions. So just construct this object.
Did
and then on this one, we need to access the player action map, and then we're going to access the jump action, and finally we're going to subscribe to the performed event. So just click and subscribe to this one, and there you go, the signature is exactly the same. So on jump performed, you've got a combat context,
okay.
And then over here you can do anything. So let's use this exact same function, so creating a new one, so just like this. Let's see if this works. And just up here right now, we're no longer using the player input, so let's
that just seems
so let's try. Here I am, and
unnecessary, but I guess if that's what I gotta do, then fine.
This actually disabled, so it's not actually listening to input. So in order to enable it, we actually have various ways we can do that. We can go directly into the player input actions and call enable. However, if you do it like this, it will actually enable all of the various action maps. So if you had one for the player, one for a vehicle, one for the UI, all of them would enable just this.
Yeah, got the enable disable thing.
But chances are we just want to perform, so this is actually much better. Okay, with this working, and why there's a toggle for the autosave, which is because of the C# class generation. If you have the generation enabled and you change just one tiny thing, so for example over here, change from button into value, since I changed, and you can see down there that Unity is compiling, so everything is frozen, I gotta wait a bit, and so on. So if you do have C# generation enabled, then it makes sense to disable it, do all your changes, then save, and when you save, then it does generate the C# class. Okay, so this is our action. Then over here for the action type, this is not a button, so we're going to use value, and then you can see a field for the control type. So this is if you want to limit it to a specific type, like for example, only allow D-pad or analog inputs or anything, or you can also go with any if you're not entirely sure. But in this case, we do know that we want movement, which means that we want an X and Y axis, so let's go with a simple vector 2. And then let's also delete the default binding that was created.
Go do this more.
Then
okay.
we're going to go into the context. So you can see the context. Okay, so we've got a value of 0, we've got -1, 0. To read the actual value, let's go into context. This is the movement direction that we want to apply to the rigid body.
But then wouldn't... okay. Sure.
Okay, so here we're doing context read value, reading a vector 2, so this is going to be our input vector. Then I'm just doing a sphere rigid body in order to add a force. Then for the force, I'm constructing a vector 3 because the sphere is in 3D and the input vector is in 2D. So just making that using the input vector x, then 0 on the y, since I don't want to move the sphere upwards but rather back and forward. So just put that one multiplied by a certain speed and so on. Okay, so let's test like this. So here I am, and as I press on W, and if there you go, it did move the sphere. However, you can see that it moved by a tiny amount, so now I press on S and goes backwards, button press. So for that, we can read the value on every frame. So you can go into player input actions. So that means that we need to make this as a member field. So you go into that one, access the player action map, access the movement action, and then over here we can read value, read as a vector 2, and so on. So the same thing that we're doing here, let's do it up there.
Can I do the read value thing for the frame that it happened?
So the exact same thing, except on the update we're going through the
great.
play movement and so on, and then applying the force and everything should work. So now let's see. So now as I press and hold, and there you go, now movement is indeed being applied on every frame. Let me just lower the speed. And since this is a rigid body, we should probably do this on fixed update. And yep, now in here I can use WAS and D in order to actually move my sphere. So move it to the right, move it upwards, then start moving downwards, and so on. Alright, so now it's working, and I'm reading the value on every single update. So chances are for movement, you want to go with this method instead of the event method. Okay, so now it's probably time to look into how multiple inputs like keyboards and gamepads work. Over here on the
But you didn't give me the...
corner, over here you got a button where you can add a bunch of control schemes. So let's call this the keyboard. And over here on the list, you select the type. So let's select the type keyboard and hit on save. And here for each individual binding, you can go ahead and over here tick and make sure that this one is used in the keyboard control scheme. So just select that one in there. Then over here for all these.
Okay, well,
so
okay.
All bindings are set as keyboard bindings. And now we can go here, create a new control scheme, name this one gamepad. And on the list, let's select the gamepad right while the game was running. So to solve that, just make sure you save the asset and just play the scene.
Okay,
and then if you play it again, now it should be ready. So now you go here, click on list, press on the A button, and there you go, it does connect. In order to validate that everything was connected, there's actually one that is super useful that we're going to talk about in a bit. But just here briefly, you can go over here and so if you go onto a game object and then add the player input component, if you do not assign anything here and instead you click on this button, then it asks you for a path, so you can save it, and it automatically creates a default input actions asset. So this one is pre-filled player input, so you get the component and so on. And then you trigger the function switch current action map. You do that, and then you pass in the map name or the ID. So let's use it.
Okay. So what would be the best way of doing this then? I guess I could do the unperformed call a function thing, but that just feels so messy. It's like I have all these things that could be potential solutions, but okay. Oh, fine. You win. If I do this, plus equals jump performed, very well. Not implemented exception. Okay. So I also don't name things like this. I go with camel case. Thank you very much. Okay, so then I get so I don't care about the context. So all I need is, okay, let me print this. If this, fine, I will do it this way. If that is what you so desire. At least I'm keeping it all in like one script, sort of. Oh, error, why? Because I didn't do that. Okay, let me just put this in here for the moment. Okay. So this, it called it once. No, what? Excuse me? Oh, no, okay, wait. You're calling it when I let go of the button. That's not good. No. Okay, so can I fix that by... Oh, no, it's because it's calling both of these, maybe? No, wait. Is that because... Here, let me get rid of this one. Would that be because if I change this to press and have press be press only? Maybe. But then that's going to cause a 0.5 second delay in the actual input happening, which also sounds bad. And it's also now not... It's still being called when I... Oh, well, okay, no, hold on. Actually, I think... Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. I'm not saving the thing. Well... No, hold on. If I didn't save the asset, first of all. Second of all, I think I actually have to go, like... It's from the code. I had to go something like if context.performed or something like that. Where is it? Where are you? Where's the thing I just made? This. So it's like if so obj.performed. Okay. And then can I let me test something, because I'm also gonna want to know the frame that we picked it up, or the frame that wait, is there a if like the frame that we the frame after performed, I guess. Release no. I'm curious. I just want to see when this other part runs. Okay. Let's try this out. We're getting there. Maybe. Alright. So please work. Okay. Okay. Wait. No. Why? Why are you... Why are you counting as performed when I let go of the button? Please don't do that. So for that, do I then have to do this press only? Then save that asset, and then wait for it to compile the code. Maybe that'll do things. Because, yeah, I need to also be able to set a Boolean false when it, when this is false again. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's doing it. Except that it's taking... Oh, ignore that. That's just because how the code thing is currently set up. Again, ignoring the wonky UI. Is it, I'm just trying to see if it is like... Oh no, the jump is messed up, but, oh, well, something's happening here. Okay, ignore that. Oh, I don't have the, oh, friction is a thing currently. That's a fix that. The default physics material. I'll do that in but a moment. But, there's like there is like a half-second delay on. I think there's a half-second delay because of the way that what counts as a press. Unless I. If I have it on tap, does it still work? Yes. Okay, and that I think should be more instant. Okay. Also, wasn't there dot started? Okay. And then wait, there's a dot canceled, right? But then because in here what I would do is then set this jump down equals true. But I need to set it false the very next frame, which I guess I could do by using it here and then going jump down equals false. I guess so. It's just, again, I wanted to leave it kind of how it was. How it was like this. I shouldn't have to do all this extra function stuff. Because I'm also now going to have to do this like for every time I want to press for like a single button, which I know is going to happen often. Like for my mouse clicks of abilities, for hitting an interact button, for hitting escape to pause, all those cases, I'm going to be testing for single button clicks. And when those happen, I need to set other booleans. So I'm just trying to see if there's like if there's a better way of going about just that step. So okay. Fine. I will. Okay. I'll do it this way. It's fine. It's okay. It works. If it works, it's okay. So do jump held in the same way there, and then this just dot started, and then I don't care about the rest of it. Just do this. Sure. Having just dot started should be good enough. And I can get rid of the tap part of it. Right. Let me double check that this is the case. So now jumping should be working as it was before, I think. No. Why is started not? Oh, because I didn't save the again. I didn't save the asset. Gotta wait for that to compile again. Okay, now please work. It'd be great if you did. Okay. No! Why is that kind of started? Fine. Okay, well... Where does, okay. But dot perform, didn't that also become... Oh, also this is supposed to be true, but... Oh, wait, hold on. No, oh, no, okay. I had that as false. Okay, that was maybe my bad. Maybe it was working. Ah. Alright, please. Okay, please. No! Wait, really? Really? Really, really? Okay. Okay. Go into play mode, please. Okay, fine. I'll accept this. No, okay, that's fine. Okay, yep. I think that's part's good, right? No, look at this. When I let go of the button, I'm jumping. Nope, that's not what's supposed to be happening. Give me a break. Okay, so I go back to this being on, I think, press only, save you, and then go back to this being dot start. Wait for all that to compile. This wasn't supposed to take this long. No. No, are you, what? Yeah, but that should, what? Ignore this. This is because the AI being purposely not how it should be. But dot performed is going to... This input system seems to not be okay. I know, right? I'm getting more like fed up with it. But oh, oops. What? Oh, wrong game. I meant to go back over here. Back when everything was working properly. I am so tempted to just like ditch this and go back to the old way of doing things, but I didn't want to like, I don't know. I wanted to give the new thing a shot. Oh, is it working now? It feels like there's a tiny delay. Because I think there is. For it to be counting as a press, there's like a half-second delay. I don't know. Maybe, let me go back to the other one. And let me just verify. Is there actually a delay, or am I just thinking that there is? Okay. One momento. Actually, let me make my camera be full. Not having the 12-player thing. Okay. I swear this one's instant. The other one feels like there's a delay. I swear. Okay, you know what? Fine. Fine. I give up. I don't... I'll come back to trying to do that stuff at a later point in time. For now, I'm just going to go back to how I was doing things before. It was all nice and working. So I'm going to say, I don't care about you. And I'm going to just do, I don't need you. I can just go, it was keyboard, I still have to get used to this, because rather than going input.getKey and rather than going keyboard.getKey, or no, input.getKey and input.getKey down and input.getKey up, and I'm instead going keyboard.current, and then go key dot w dot is pressed for this. I tried so hard to figure that out, but at this point I don't have time to be playing around with that. I have other things to do that I need to get done, and I spent way too long just trying to get this input system to work. Fine. Like, that shouldn't have been so hard. Again, just testing that they are holding a button down was working right from the get-go. Like, we didn't have a problem with that. What we had a problem with is just testing the single frame they pressed the button. And that was just not wanting to do anything. Hold on. Oops, not that. I need this and I need it to jump. Wait, what's the variable to like jump down? Okay. And then this then gets replaced by this. And there's a key dot space. And then I don't know what the difference between key and key code is, but at this point I don't care. And then this instead has a dot was pressed this frame. And then that should do those things. So now, the one part I still have to figure out that I don't know. Actually, I'm going to double check that all that stuff is working. The one thing that I still don't know is the, what's it called? Also, yeah, should I delete these or nah? Here. Yes. I'm going to. The mouse in new input system is how do I do get mouse stuff? Get the mouse like moving. I'll look that up in a minute. And that'll be the last piece of what I need. Well, I also need to get in another place. I need to get like okay. Well, yeah, so that seems to be working. Okay. I think to get rid of a performance hit there, let me double check with this. The if there's anything that's causing a performance issue, it's going to be the 12 cameras rendering. But here, let me do something real quick. All the cameras that are off screen, let me just kind of like turn off their camera component right now. And just that might help performance, and not because not having that many cameras rendering everything. Yeah, that's better on performance. Okay, so I might have to say goodbye to the 12-player split screen for now. But that's okay. I mean, I can still have it. It's just then performance is going to tank, which is definitely understandable. So now I gotta... Okay, now we gotta search out how to do... so Unity, new input system, get mouse movement... Either just getting the X and Y separately, or as like a vector 2, something along those lines. Mouse look with new input system. Wow. Delta mouse, you might need to set the action type value. Okay, let me look at a different thing. Okay. Bah. Cause I'm not doing this through here anymore, so I'm having to do this a bit differently, I think. Cause again, I guess, that mouse position. I don't care about okay. I just need the delta of the mouse movement, not so much the position. So yeah, I got these for just the mouse button. So mouse.current, yeah. Did I get at least that part? Mouse.current, yeah. Cursor wrapping. You can move the mouse cursor via code. Oh, neat. But how do I do? Wait, you didn't tell me how to. Oh, controls inherited from pointer. Okay. Ah, delta. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, you just told me how to do button clicks. You didn't tell me how to get mouse movement stuff. That's a problem. The difference in position since last frame. Cool. So, but you say vector 2 to control. How do I convert that vector 2 control into a vector 2? Dot read value. Okay, that's all I was missing. Okay, cool. Thank you. So this dot read value and dot read value. Is that all I was missing? So I don't know if this is gonna have to be negative or not. We're gonna find out. This should now allow me to move the camera, but I don't know if it's gonna be in the right directions. Let's find that out. And then I might need to swap if it's like moving the mouse up and down will like turn the camera left, right, or not, like stuff like that. I need to see now if that's actually gonna be correct in how I think. Oh, it's fast. Oh, why is it so fast? Is it at least the right directions? It seems to be, but it's so fast now. I mean, I guess I don't care that much. I mean, correction, I care, but that's something I think I can now fix by, Wait, is this something I want to put delta time into? Or do I do that somewhere else? Hold on. No. I was about to do that, but let me double check that, so character turn and camera turn. Let me double check. Somewhere in those calculations, I should be using time at delta time. Okay, I am here, right? I am there in camera turn. And let me make sure in character turn I am also doing that. Because if I'm not, then that's a whole other issue. Oh, I don't think I am. Oh, I should be. Oh, that's an issue. Okay, so I want to do... Oh, no, I'd use add torque. Never mind. Wait, what? Oh, no. I use torque to turn the people, so that does not need, time to delta time, right? Or wait. No, because it's happening in update, maybe it does. Because it's not going to be a fixed time step. Maybe I should. This means I'm going to readjust these values, but I probably should have been doing this from the beginning, so I'm going to try doing it now. We're going to hope that it works. Huh. Okay. So now, I still got to now, okay, now I have to go and adjust all the values. So also the AI's turning is going to be messed up as well. Although theoretically I should be able to multiply every number by like 10-ish, and they should be kind of close-ish to what they should have been for. So turn speed, so now maybe should be, let's say, well, time to delta time is usually going to be multiplying it by 0.02, right? Unless, well, I don't even know for sure that that's right, but pretending that that is right. I mean, yeah, actually, I can go divided by 0.02, 400. Let's just fiddle with the X, Y, or so just the like the left right turn speed first. I don't know if that's gonna be right. No. It actually. Oh no, it's definitely too fast. Ignore the top down. Hold on. Okay. Now let's do the top down. Then, in doing so, I want to go... where's the camera's... I believe the camera's position here, but that's camera turn, so that's probably going to need to be... Wait, it was already super fast. Oh, no, because I already had the multiplication thing in there. Do I not... What? You're 1? Do I not have a... Oh, this was my attempt at correcting for that. Let's not do that there. So now it should be really slow, but then I can build it back up from there, hopefully. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, up and down is like nothing. 100. It's still like nothing. This is not gonna be super fast. What? I multiplied you by 1,000. Hey, excuse me? Wait, why are you not going up anymore? What? What? But I'm adding zeros. You should be going like magnitudes faster. Are you even? I'm so confused. Oh, because I'm what? The if I go back out of here, is it because I'm only modifying the prefab version of this, but not the instance is for some reason different? Special. Okay. Oh, maybe it's only special because I'm in play mode or something. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So maybe, so does that work? So 10 there, and then the left-right turning speed needs to be less. So maybe like 10 there. Ignore the friction thing. Other than the UI being weird, I'm just trying to gauge, like, does this make sense? Does this feel like a good value? I mean, this scales depending on your mouse sensitivity. So someone playing this with a higher mouse sensitivity will actually, like, it will do faster or slower. So 10 and 10 is what I did here. 10 and just 10. Which also means that the all the AIs, their turn speed needs to also be 10 now. Or 20. No, I made them turn faster, right. Which means this should be a little bit higher for them, I think. I don't know if 30 might be too high, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, so that's that. Now we have all the input back, right? Except for my debug freeze thing. I'd like to bring that back. And this should be, so testing that we're pressing the right mouse button. And this should be mouse, oh no, I have to go using, get the namespace. Okay, so mouse dot current dot click count. What the heck is click count? Within the system find time threshold? Oh, interesting. So that might be used for getting like multiple clicks, like a double click and all that stuff. Interesting. So I want to just go like a right button. Dot is pressed, or no, dot was pressed this frame. See, so much easier to do this in a one-line thing. Fine. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm with the only plus that the built-in input system has left is how, like, so okay, with this game specifically, I'm not gonna have multiple input modes. Oh, those guys turn very slow. I'll fix that. But you fix it on all of them. 200. What was I saying? That new input system. Like, I've been able to find workarounds for like other things. It's fine. But the one thing it would have had going for it that would have been cool to have is just that. Let me do the frictionless thing. Is the the multiple input modes, which I'm not going to use for this project, and then the setting up input stuff on different devices. But I don't know how difficult that'll be to set up manually. It might be trivial to set it up manually. Imagine with the exception of like touchscreen stuff. So we'll see. In that case, I can then just be like, yeah, I don't need you. Unity new input system. Okay, so now I'm looking for the not here. I'm looking for the physics settings, which is going to be under project settings, physics, and was there anything else I changed in here? I think I made this slightly higher for no real reason. Like, that doesn't make that much of a difference. And then I made default physics material the only physics material we have. Near frictionless. That I think we actually made completely frictionless. I don't know, but yeah. So now that should be that. So now input should be back to normal as of now. Only took 3 hours. Jesus. So we should be able to, let me just do a little bit of run around and be like, so ignore also the UI. That's the next thing we're going to fix, is the UI being not so weird. Am I falling slow? Wait, hold on. Was I just falling quite slowly? That's very slow. Hold on, let me double check something. Did I set gravity to being higher in? No, I put it at -10. So I might just have to make it even higher. That's fine. I'm not gonna mess around with those values right now. Okay, so with that, now I want to go onto the camera and see if I can fiddle with why this is all weird. So we got field of view, yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me first look at the mini-map cam, because it's also weird. Although I don't know if that's going to be because of... I don't know if that's going to be because of... What am I trying to say? I don't know if that's going to be because of the blurring that's happening. So I don't know which camera I need to fix necessarily to fix what's happening here. Except maybe both of them. Oh, this is getting the wider skybox now too. When it's not there. And on these, let me bring back this being full. Yeah, that's why that looks... It's thicker. None? Can I get this? I need the mini-map cam to not give skybox. It doesn't with the other one. I'd like it to not do that there. And also I'd like to have it not have as much shading stuff. Did I also get okay, when I copied the things over, it did bring over those. Okay, cool. I mean, I can try to like have the size of this be more perfect and not. No, because I'm gonna that would work with this map being a square. I want to be able to have maps that aren't necessarily squared, but have this still work with that. Yes. So. Okay, this is kind of cool to be able to do this. Okay, what might I need here? Wait, where do I even set the... How's the whatchamacallit? How is the render texture happening now? Here, actually not too sure how. Because normally there'd be a thing with render texture and I'd drag a thing into that, but I don't see that here, which is fine. Oh, output. Fair enough. Depth, interesting. Width, interesting. Kind of cool. I can do that sort of stuff. But again, I want to ideally, do I have a way to not render? Let me Google this real quick. Something like Unity high definition render pipeline. Camera render texture. Don't render skybox. Something like that. I don't know why it just does it by default in the other place, but it doesn't do it yet here. Opaque texture. Ooh, okay. Might have to actually change settings with the render texture itself, maybe. Anti-aliasing. Ooh. Ooh. Things. There's no alpha. There's no alpha related settings on here. Why? Like it just kind of did it automatically in the other one. Ha! This person's also using a minimap camera. Ha ha ha. Hmm. What? Change it from that to that? R16, G16, B16, A16? Is that what it is by default? Okay, I can try and find that one then. Is it this one? Maybe? No? No? Okay. What's the rest of this? Just R16, G16, B16, A16. It's just that. No other parts. I mean, I can't just... Like, how am I supposed to find this? What do you want from me? R16, B16... Like, RGBA, I get that, but I'm looking for the one that I guess doesn't have an ending thing to it. Except these do. Try unlit. Or UI, unit, there. Okay, these are just now not doing anything, which is concerning. Oh no, how do I get back to... Oh no, how do I get back to whatever I started with? Something like that. Okay. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. Okay. So, Snorm. Or... Okay. Oh, sint. Oh, that's like those are int float whatever things. Okay. Hmm. But that's not gonna allow me to do things that I'm trying to do. So let me back up here. Let me go back to whatever this started with. Let me just put this back to its default value for right now. Oh. Oh wait, if I put this to one of these, let's say this one, and then I save, then that comes back maybe? No? Okay. Fair enough. What, you it? Fine. It's norm. So now I have it, I guess, having the potential to have alpha because I have A16 in there. But I still don't have any alpha, but let me now go back to the minimap cam, perhaps. And I can give it some alpha. Well, no. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can have it be non-existent black, but so none doesn't give me... I mean, yeah, I could have a background color. I just don't want one. I don't want there to be a background color. Please. Okay, back to Google searching. Hmm. Um. Hmm. I ugh. If you want to layer cameras on top of each other, use the lowered layered camera as the background to the other cameras. You can clear flags of the higher cameras to depth only. Weird and weird and weird and all sorts of weird. Can also make this perspective, which definitely be a very strange thing to have. I mean, I can do it. Hypothetically, probably would not be ideal. May I go back to What Gaming? Hi. You do in-person school right now? Yes. Right now, but today is like my least busy day, so that's why I'm able to be doing this for most of the day. But yeah, struggling a lot with what we're trying to do here. I was expecting some hiccups with going over to the HD render pipeline. Wasn't expecting this many. Yeah. So right now I'm just trying to get the. Let me go looking at the render texture specifically, like on the minimap, maybe. Be something there that could be helpful. Perhaps actually it shouldn't be a render target. That's a raycast target. That's one thing. Let me go actually into its thing there. So it should be a raycast target. I don't know what maskable does. Hold on, let me go out of this, go into the proper thing. The proper like prefab thing. Minimap. Open. Is this backwards? No. Okay, so. Ooh. Okay. Oh, interesting how that does. So I can tint it whatever I want. Why is this giving transparency? What? Huh? About the actual transparency slider. Weird. Okay. So many things confusing me here. Did you figure out your input system problem? Sort of. I kind of gave up and went with a backup solution of just doing stuff sort of manually, but like, so I didn't get to use the fancy UI stuff to be able to have fancy, like, supporting multiple input devices and all that, but that's okay. It worked, and we can kind of readdress it later, maybe. So now I'm trying to figure out the mini-map here, like the UI elements being weird. I'm trying to figure that out. And actually, I was trying to get this to not be running the skybox in its render texture. Can't figure that out. So I'm going to quickly step away from that, just look at the player's camera and see if I can get it to not have the weird motion blur thing it's trying to have. However it does that. Rendering air mask. Interesting. Oh, can I set this to like... What? Okay. I want... How are you even doing that? Re indeed. One hit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm not even looking at the right thing. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I'm looking. I should be looking at the camera. I was literally just like going through the mesh render for some reason. I'm tired. Don't mind me. Just experimenting with like options of random things. Whoa! Woo! Hold on. Let me not do that there. Let me just do it on in this so I can see it change in real time. Okay, so I want what? Why do you not have? So why are you getting this like automatic attempt at post processing or like automatic like kind of motion blur or whatever? Would be my guess as to what's happening. I get it's trying to make stuff look fancy, but okay. Focal length this weird, interesting. There's so few tutorials on virtual scripting, and I refuse to use C#. Ooh. Fair enough. I mean, I've also currently been struggling with a lack of tutorials with this Unity's new input system. Well, new as of like 2 years ago, but then it's like, adding new features or whatever, becoming more mainstream or whatever. This is the default settings that I need to not have be there, or at least be able to modify. Yeah, okay. So that's gonna be in the what's it called? What's the I go to the render pipeline settings. I think that's gonna be here. I'll be careful not to mess this thing up because it'll be annoying to fix. Okay. Where is where's the other? Just go through these real quick. I'm looking for settings. These. I think these are something along the lines of what I'm trying to change. And why don't you want to use C#? It's the one-hit gaming, yeah. Because then I'm moving to Unreal. Warning that I think Unreal might be harder with the code. Well, I don't know, but I think in that you use like C++, which I think is a harder programming language than C#. So, well, I don't know. I've never used Unreal. I could be completely wrong in anything that I'm saying, but yeah. Okay, where's the default post-processing? Volumes, that's what I was looking for. Okay. So I need to see the volume global. That's going to be the one, like the default one it's using right now. So if I do like, okay. Turn off motion blur for now. Turn off, some things, but not everything. So this is what I'm going to want to kind of overwrite. Oh, Unreal has blueprints, which is its virtual scripting. Yes. Okay. Okay, let me turn off all of these for the moment, and then slowly turn them back on one by one. Oh, interesting. So, virtual environment HD sky I need. What? This shouldn't. Contact shadows. Oh, tone mapping is the one that it breaks without. Okay, sure. I mean, this looks very fascinating. Not something I actually want, but it is interesting. Hers very easy to use. Fair enough. Cool. Wait, what? What? Why did exposure is the one that I need to do things with? Okay, sure. I can mess with these settings later, but right now I'm just I want bloom. The problem is because this isn't a proper, like, it's a screen space UI element, it's going to be under the effects of whatever effects I have going on in the seed. Unless I need more stuff to make that not happen, but I definitely don't want the motion blur, unless I have the motion blur not be on, like, have only affect stuff in the distance or whatever. I don't want the film grain either right now. Fog we need to have. Virtual scripting, don't know. Visual scripting. Oh yeah, don't know what I call it. Virtual scripting. Yeah. Very new. Okay, if I can have fog here if I go like blam. Ooh. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Except I don't want to be affecting down here. There's got to be a way I can have this not. I could do the multiple camera thing where you have a camera that's only rendering the UI thing and then have that double camera thing. But then I'm like doubling the number of cameras I need to render things. I want to try not to do that. Okay, just playing around with random things. Oh, didn't mean to, whatever, okay. What? Why can't I see, what was it there? Oh, this is horror game. Oh my god, no. No. Oh, yeah, this tinting down there. I'd prefer if you didn't do that. No, I'm trying to not escape there. What? Interesting. I mean, if I do this, go into play mode. Minimap's broken, but I can have two. I think I can have two. Oh, this is something. Woo, woo. Is that did I just walk into a cult? I just see. Oh, right, okay. So ignore their pathfinding. Right now, their pathfinding is purposely broken. Their pathfinding is purposely broken just for the sake of being able to load into the game faster while I'm messing with all this other stuff. I just want to get back to how it was over here, back here when things look nice. Instead of here where everything's broken. Let me actually go back on the fog stuff I was just doing. That's not how it's actually supposed to be. Okay, just like this for now. Okay, so I mean, I guess I kind of got stuff working enough. This is what I'm talking about, though. HD render pipeline takes so much work to get like so many little quirks here and there, little problems. Again, their pathfinding's all messed up. Ignoring that. But oh hi. But I mean, it's kind of working. It's like working enough. But also, again, this is rendering the skybox here, and I don't want it to be doing that, ideally. And we're ignoring those errors because they're not going to actually be happening. Okay, we got it kind of working now, I think. Cool. Now what do I do next? What am I doing from here? I am not sure because I don't want to. So the next thing we were going to be doing with this was doing some more stuff, improving this mini map. But there's a lot of things we need to sort out with like all this post-processing type stuff. Here, let me just apply those. Apply like this. No, actually, I take that back. Okay, so back to this camera. Well, there's the two cameras that we're needing to fight with. Let me look back at the canvas. I don't have an easy way of render camera. What does that accomplish? Why would a canvas need it? Oh, the camera which renders this canvas is also. Oh, right. Sorry. Never mind. I'm an idiot. That's That's how that is. Yes. But I can't go back to like overlay, but have. That's overlaying over everything, right? Yeah. So, I don't think I have a way then that. So any post processing stuff I do, or any volume stuff that I have, is going to also. Any volume stuff I have is going to also affect the mini map and any other UI elements that I don't necessarily want unless I do again, the multi-camera render thing, which I'm also trying to avoid doing, if possible. Okay. I'm feeling stumped on things here. Of like, what exactly do I need to do and change and all of that. But anyway, actually no. Okay, the one thing here is that I can be working on this all day. I have other stuff that I need to do, that I'm going to do. So I think we got this working enough that it's like it's functioning good enough compared to how it was in here. This progress to be made for it to look like this again, but mainly it's mostly the mini map. Like the scene view itself, we just have to do some stuff with lighting. Like these are harsher shadows. I noticed that, but we'll play around with things and get that stuff to look nice. But for now, I think we're gonna kind of call it on extreme tag for now. And I have other stuff that I need to get working on. And when I do that, then we'll move back to this. Now, I think first I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna start working on stuff. I also have to figure out which of two things I'm gonna be doing first. Which of three things actually, but I'll figure that out. But anyways, I think I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back at this and do the other thing, what I was meaning to be doing like 3 hours ago. And then yeah, I kind of got defeated by the new input system, but with kind of able to get something that works enough at the end. So what can you do? But now I have to figure out HD render pipeline stuff. But I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. All right. There was a reason why I started the project in just the normal Unity render thing. So I did have to deal with this at first, but oh well, it's fine. Anyways, I'll be right back. So, yeah. All right. See you momentarily. Well, I don't know how long I'll be gone, but for X amount of time. Whatever. All right. Blah. Well, I'm back, but also, wait, am I not muted? I'm good? Okay. Well, okay. Need to take a break. Thing going to take longer than I thought, so it'd be better, I think, I just end the stream for right now and then maybe come back later again when I'm going to be working on this other stuff. So, yeah. Because otherwise I don't know how it's going to be, and otherwise I'm just going to be in the not here screen for, like, a long time. So, we're just going to end things off here for now, and then I might come back later, possibly, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens. You'll see what happens. But anyways, so I guess I'm going to end off the stream here for now, and then you'll maybe see me later working on other project-y things. So that'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Nailed it. Nailed it that time with that outro.